All right, guys. Running a little bit late today. My apologies. Oh man, woke up nauseous. To be honest, woke up a few times in the middle of the night nauseous. I don't know what it was. But yeah, not really feeling the greatest. Music playing. Let me make sure. Hey, thank you guys. No Fed meetings today. We got a few economic releases that we'll cover, I'm sure, at 8:30. We got Canadian core retail sales, manufacturing sales, and retail sales for Canada. England dropped composite PMI, manufacturing PMI. Today, we dropped manufacturing PMI at 10:45 market time, or at 9:45 market time, so about 15 minutes after the closing bell. We also have the Baker Hughes oil rig count at 1 p.m. We've got Powell speaking at 2 p.m. So we've got some stuff that we're going to cover later. Hopefully he says something positive. The market's just dropping heavily, down to 370s here. You can see Disney all the way down to 101 or so. We're probably just going to add to our Disney position that we started in yesterday and just kind of keep adding to it if we can. Yeah, Fed speak. Yeah, I woke up nauseous, guys. I've been nauseous all day. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but oof, nauseous. There's a few theories. I took melatonin right before bed last night. SPY just broke lows of pre-market down to 370.20s here, so breaking lows of pre-market. The market bounced today. We're gonna keep it simple. But yeah, I took melatonin right before I went to bed. Somebody told me I could have celiac disease, which is a gluten intolerance. And it was actually very plausible. I had a peanut butter and jelly before I went to bed last night. And maybe that's what this is. I don't know. It's two plausible reasons. It could be melatonin. It could be just the bread from peanut butter and jelly sandwich. See here, I don't know, man. Yeah, but I don't think it's gluten intolerance, man. The reason I don't think it's that is because every day I wake up and when I'm done with my stream, I usually eat like a bowl of this almond special K cereal, right? I eat a big bowl too, and I feel fine after that. I don't get nauseous. I don't get sick. I feel fine after that. And so if I had a gluten intolerance like celiac disease or something like that, I wouldn't be able to handle that cereal, which is like a flake cereal, like a special K almond and flake cereal, which would be gluten, so that doesn't seem to make the most sense. Hey, that's right, Zachariah. No, you do not have celiac disease. I think it's called getting older. That's what I said, bro. I eat a quarter of a donut and I get sick, dude. But what could be making me sick right now? It could be the peanut butter, I guess. Yeah, I hope the market bounces back today. We'll see. Then why am I nauseous after waking up, man? I guess it's just acid reflux. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe it's brought from peanut butter. I know there's a few times I get sick. One of them is I bought this weight gain, like this like 600 calorie. It's like 600 or 700 calorie protein powder. And I get sick every time I ever tried to drink that shake. Every time I drink that shake, I'd get sick. It seems like peanut butter and jelly does it as well, which was plausible for the bread being a gluten intolerance. But again, considering like I can eat a croissant and not get sick, and I can eat a croissant and be fine. I can eat. I didn't really eat any gluten yesterday before I went to bed, except for a peanut butter and jelly, which was white bread, and so gluten intolerance doesn't make much sense. You think I should get my gallbladder checked? I don't know. All right, guys, market down to 370s. Puts on GIF A. Oh man, I gotta wake up. I'm scared to sip my coffee today, man. I'm nauseous, and so like I'm scared I'm gonna hit this coffee and it's gonna make me more sick. Oh. But my stomach can handle coffee. I'm just nauseous, Jim. I woke up a couple times and I knew I was sick when I woke up in the middle of the night, man. I woke up and I was like, ugh, I'm nauseous, It's not diabetes. I've been checked many times for blood sugar. No, it's not that, I'm actually like a pretty in shape person, I don't eat a lot of sugar either. Except for the big bowl of cereal, I guess, in the morning. But outside of that, like I don't like candy. I'm not like a candy person. Or I can't eat donuts apparently. Donuts get me sick, But I never really eat donuts. I think I'm just getting older. I need to get a colonoscopy, bro. Like that's what I need. Hopefully it's just GERD. It sounds like it's just GERD. From everything I'm reading, there's not really a universal sign with GERD that, you know, with GERD, sometimes just random foods will get you sick. Maybe I should take one of those food intolerant tests. I'm gonna get one today. All right, guys. So yeah, market breaking down. We're just gonna add to our dips here. Uh, yeah. Hey, thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate it. Thank you. I never ate Waffle House, bro. I was joking. I never ate Waffle House, dude. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fast today. I'm gonna try to. It might just be acid reflux because this is a very plausible thing, right? I appreciate all the advice though. I really do. Thank you guys. I think what it really is though, and listen, if you're young and you don't understand, you'll get it one day, bro. Like getting old sucks. Like it really sucks. I can't eat a donut now without getting sick, man. I get sick if I try to eat a donut, you know. So it's just not fun at all. But no, what's the most plausible thing to me in this situation is like last night I've been getting to bed late, right? So there's two things that could have sparked this. The last few times I've tried to take melatonin, I've woken up nauseous the next day, right? So I took melatonin right before I went to bed. You know, first time I had taken melatonin in a long time, and so in that regard, it's very possible that the melatonin is making me sick. All right, that's the first thing. That's the most plausible one, I think. The other one is that I ate a peanut butter and jelly literally right before I went to sleep. It was one of those schmuckers, you know, or not. What was it? What are they called? Is that it? Is that what they're called? Oh, it was the Uncrustables. Yeah, the Smuckers Uncrustables. It was what it was, right? So it was one of those Uncrustable PB&Js. And I ate it literally right before I fell asleep. I was late to fall asleep again. I got enough sleep last night. Like I got enough sleep, but I ate that thing right before I fell asleep. And so it's possible, very possible, that I ate something right before I fell asleep, and you know the acid just creeped up my stomach when I slept. That's what it is. I think. Sava, yeah, a lot of people talking about Sava. Let's take a look. My bad if I'm talking about being sick all day, but Sava just absolutely flew yesterday in a day when the market essentially just tanked all day. Sava just ripped up almost to $50 a share. So Sava is going crazy. That's not what it is. I mean, I actually just have kids, car guy, you know. Bro, I got kids, man. So listen, we got a bunch of kids' food in here. We got PB&Js, you know, we've got snacks, you know. And so listen, every parent that will eat their children's snacks. Don't judge me, okay? If it's late at night and I don't have that much time and I like peanut butter and jelly, you know, I'm going to just grab one out the freezer and eat that. Don't judge me, you know. Nothing I can do. Parents, I'm just a parent, man. Market started bouncing. Look, 370s. Hopefully this is the end of the massive drops we've taken all morning. Hopefully this is it. Yeah, for sure, Beach, 100%, man. Yeah, that's what it is, Larry. I think I just can't eat before bed. Don't see any indicator. How do you TA? Well, there's one indicator. I mostly use the volume weighted average price. So the VWAP is my go-to. It's what I use the most. It's what I use the heaviest. It's what I base most of my trades around. Now it's early in pre-market, so I mean we're not going to be doing too much. I also document support and resistance, but right now the market's just so oversold. I think that I'm just going to start adding when we can, and just kind of take some positions. Maybe get 100 to 150 shares of Disney and let it ride. But there's also a chance that it doesn't work and it just kind of completely corrects around. I don't know how much I've made this year. I'll have to check, We did make money on our Combine account again yesterday. We lost a little bit on our regular account, but that's okay. We did make money on our Combine account, though. Let's show you guys. Yeah, here's was yesterday's trades on the Combine. Here's this month so far in the Combine. This is my P&L chart. Pulled directly from it. I can't fake this. It's not like I'm making this stuff up. This is pulled directly from the platform on the Combine. So give or take, we're up about $1,200 gross so far. About $11.94. So that's solid. But yeah, this is my profit graph. So we're doing pretty solid, pretty well. Yeah, we're up about 900 in the Combine so far, about 900. Not too shabby here. If you look at our P&L, we're up about 900 right here. About 900. Our best day is almost twice as large as our worst day. They're almost exactly twice as large as our worst day. So we're doing solid here. We're up about 900. We're going to keep pushing, take it slow and steady as we have been. We are winning when we trade the E-mini about 75% of the time. That micro E-mini, we're winning about 60% of the time. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We'll see if we can keep it up. If you want to be in the Combine with me, I'll pin this to the top of the page. You can also vote in the poll. But yeah, if you want to be in the Combine with me, Top Step is a funded account program for futures. They give you a demo. If you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, they fund you between 50 up to 150K with a 90% split, regulated by the U.S. Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. You can find it. There's the link pinned at the top of the page. They are a sponsor of our video. Shameless plug here. Shameless plug. Hey, what's up, Mar? Hey, good morning. But yeah, guys, my stomach is just not right. Just not feeling right. Coffee is actually, I'm okay. I think I just need to sit up here. I think what I really should do right now, guys, is as cold as I am, as much as I want to wrap this blanket around me, I'm just going to raise my desk and stand up. I think that's probably the best move I can make for my stomach right now, is to stand up straight. And, yeah. Ah, man, that hurt. That hurt. I got this green screen behind me. I just closed it on my toe. Probably gonna, but yeah, I'm gonna stand up straight. See if I can let the. Drink some water and see if that helps. All right, guys. So market breaking lows again, down to 360s here. Here's the big level. If we're looking at big levels, the big levels are this, okay? We got to look at a daily chart here to see the relevance of where we are currently. The big level is 362. All right, 362 is the historical yearly low of the last 52 weeks. And if we break underneath that, chaos is probably going to sue. What's up, Metopian? Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, I think it's probably the melatonin, though. I think I vaguely remember the last time I had melatonin making me sick. Last 3 years, more. All right, we'll see if I feel better now. Standing up. All right, guys, but Sava, SAVA, just flying up today, man. Man, look at Sava. Yeah, Sava's crazy, man. Hey, thank you, Matt. But yeah, look at Sava. Sava went up yesterday, guys, from like 37 all the way up to 50s here. So this one went up like 30% yesterday. So about 30% rise for Sava yesterday. Big move, up about $13 a share, up to almost $50 here. Yeah, Powell speaks 2 p.m. Yeah, let's look at the short squeeze factors for Sava here. Yeah, Sava's got about a 30% short float. Is the squeeze app working here? Let me check my phone. I got the squeeze app on my phone. Let me check it. Somebody told me the squeeze app wasn't working. I'll have to update it. I just haven't had time. I mean, I'm paying for the data here. I might have to update the API. Yeah, squeeze app is broken. I'll have to fix it today. It looks like I probably have to update the API instead of... Oh yeah, there it goes. It works. It just took a little bit. Hey, look. Let me try. Oh no, it doesn't work. Yeah, something with the API. Let me pull it up. Let me see what editor I designed this one. It's been a minute since I looked at it. Man, it's been a while. Here, I'm gonna have to find this on Visual Studio Code. Here, I gotta go to my GitHub and pull this up. Yeah, I'm probably DCAing into a few different things today. Yeah, Sava short squeeze. It puts on Sava. I spoke about Sava the other day, but you didn't comment on it. It's been manipulated. Yeah. It's down a little bit today. It had a big run yesterday. But I mean, when you look at it like this, it's still down on the year. What is Sava stock? I've heard about this one for the last few years. I just haven't really looked into it that much, to be honest. All right, again, we do have JP speaking today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all do me a favor as you come in here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. All right, guys. So again, do y'all think the market is going to bounce today? Vote on the poll right now. I mean, I think it's possible that we do. Who knows if we're going to or not? Again, I'm probably going to start adding into stuff. 2 p.m. New York City time. Is the SPY going to break lows today? Yeah, he's going to get paid a lot. Probably one of the biggest contracts in history, I'm assuming. Hedge fund was speculating that Alzheimer's data was going to be next support S&P 3612. Yeah, the SPY at 37s right now, 37. So again, we'll see if we hold these levels. FedEx, yeah, FedEx had earnings yesterday, right? They surprise dropped their earnings early. We were going to cover Costco earnings, but it's just not big enough. FedEx ended up ripping up though on good data and then pulling right back here. So yeah, let's see if we hit lows here, guys. I mean, that's a big thing. Let me know if you guys think we're going to hit lows. Because Apple's now the biggest short. I'm making this bold move. I'm shorting Apple. That's a big move, bro. So we were moving in that direction. DAX's lowest point today. Yeah, so if we look at the dollar, I'm sure the dollar is flying up during all this craziness here. If we look at the dollar on TradingView, for instance, here's a one-day chart. Dollar's flying up to 112s here. It's the highest the dollar's been in a long time. $52-week high prior to the last couple minutes was 111.81. So the 52-week high, just to put this in an example, let's get a better chart here if they give us one. I know they sometimes will give us a better chart. Yeah, so the previous high was right here. Right around here was the previous lifetime high. This level right here was the previous lifetime high in the dollar index. We are now way up to 1/12. 52-week high, that is. The highest the DXY has ever been, it was 164 in 1985. So, but the yearly high was right here. So we recently broke over there. And yeah, we're the highest we've been, in the last while. So again, let me know what you guys think. FedEx dipping down a little bit. Again, dollar breaking highs. Market breaking down to the 360s here. Looks like it wants to break lows. Tesla at 283s. 283s for Tesla. FedEx at 151s. Again, Sava flying up today. Or flying up yesterday. We'll see if it continues that move today. We have Aapl here. A lot of people are speculating about Aapl. Aapl at 150s right now. So a lot of weakness in the markets, guys. A lot of bear action. I'm sure Bitcoin's doing pretty rough here. Costco, bad earnings report down to 470s. We're looking at cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin down to under 19K today. Not down that much when you consider everything, though. ETH down to 1,300 or so, a little bit under 1,300. All right, guys, starting to break down here. So many equities have a high short float. Market turns bullish. I'm going heavy in AMC. Hey, good luck, Drit. NASDAQ below at 11,000 will be epic. Yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think here, man. It's kind of a crazy market right now. Hey, what's up, NCal? Yeah, y'all hit the like button, guys. We got 50 likes. Let's bring it up to over 100 if we can over the next couple minutes. Bitcoin back over 19K, though. That's good. Yeah, I think standing up is actually helping my stomach a little bit. AMC, please. Man. Everything's got to be struggling right now. Market breaking lows. Again, and we have JP speaking today. So we do have JP speaking today. It's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, we're going to be streaming it live here as we always do. And chaos might ensue this, guys. So y'all be careful. Market could be very volatile today. Again, the only position we're in is Disney. We are holding, how many shares of Disney are we holding? We are holding 70 shares. And so we're probably just going to start adding a little bit to this once we can in a couple minutes. Start to get that process in. My job is to add maybe 100 to 125 shares. So we're going to DCA into this a little bit. Don't have the best entry, but that's okay. Again, we can hold it long term if we need to. Yeah, Friday tank here. Yep. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Rage. Yeah, I think I've been thinking we've been oversold for like a week or so now. But SPY taking here. Again, hit that like button, guys. Let's run those numbers up to over 100 before. Yeah, I bought back in yesterday on these drops. Tesla breaking lows, SPY breaking lows to 369 as well. Ape all the way down there. Bed Bath & Beyond looking weak too. All the way down to 6s here. So everything's just struggling today, guys. Apple all the way down to 150 again. You're pretty brave holding into the weekend. Well, it's a small position, man. It's a swing trade. Again, when Disney drops like this down to the $100 level, I start looking at it more in a long-term way. Like I'm down a couple hundred, but that's okay. I start to look at more long term, and I have the equity to where I can sit on it if I want and hold it long term like I want to, and I think that'll turn out to be a profitable trade, in my opinion. But maybe not. Maybe it just keeps on crashing. Possible as well, of course. I hope it doesn't happen, but it is possible. Markets breaking lows, but the more we drop, the more I'm probably just going to add to it. Yeah. AMD down to $68. Yeah, that might be nice. Yeah, we did sell Disney trade before the FOMC, and then we added it right back. Um, and that's what we're gonna do here. Again, everything's kind of taking a beating right now. I started talking to my wife about this because some of my family members have reached out to me, like questioning what they should do, and I always tell them, like I tell anybody else, I have no idea what the market's gonna do. I really don't. But the thing to understand about this is that during these market volatility phases like this, when the market is really weak, the people who lose the most are people that sell their long-term positions. Okay. The people that make the most in these situations are usually people that start buying up stuff on these big discounts. Those are the people that generally make the most out of these situations. And of course, I'm not telling people to buy. I don't know. But I'm buying. I'll tell you that. And the people that make the most long term are people that start to add into these drops, right? The people that lose the most long term are people that get frustrated. Like when you're holding something long term, the goal is to not even watch it, not even look at it. You're holding it long term. It doesn't matter short term. These short term fluctuations are a blip. Every time the market crashes, it rebounds within a year or two, usually. And so, in that regard, if you get emotional about your long term positions right now in this market, then you're going to end up being some of the biggest losses in these situations, which are people that lose a lot, get frustrated, and then get out. You can't watch a long-term position like a hawk. It's not it's not meant for that. Long-term positions, the whole point is to curb the volatility, long term. And so again, it's one of the reasons, like whenever you get shorts, right? Just to explain how the short market works to people. Whenever you get shorts, what happens in that time is that, like, okay, this is the way a short works. A short works essentially like this. Okay, a short works like going to your neighbor and saying, "Hey, let me borrow a bag of sugar." Right? I can't remember where I saw this. It was one video, which is really a good explanation of shorting, right? It means going to your neighbor and say, "Hey, can I borrow a bag of sugar?" And a bag of sugar is worth $1, right? And so you borrow the bag of sugar from your neighbor and say, "Hey, I'll pay you back a bag of sugar. I'll give you a bag of sugar back. Let me borrow it." And so you go up to them, you get the bag of sugar. It's worth $1, and then you immediately sell that bag of sugar. Take the dollar. Wait for the price of sugar to drop to 50 cents, buy a bag of sugar back for 50 cents, and then return it to your neighbor, thus keeping the difference, profiting 50 cents in that situation. That is what shorting is, right? But the people who are loaning you your shorts, the people that are loaning you those shares, are long-term investors because they do not care about short-term volatility and fluctuations. If you're going to hold something for 10 years, 20 years, you don't care what it's going to do in the next 30 days. You don't care if somebody's going to profit on the downside from your position in the next 30 days. It doesn't matter. You might as well profit that interest, hedge yourself a little bit, profit that interest, and then keep holding long-term like everybody does. And so the reason you can short large caps a lot easier is because there's a lot more long-term traders of large caps, right? So there's a lot more people that are holding long-term that can loan you those shares. Like when you locate those shares long-term, because they're large caps, but they're holding those long-term. It's one of the reasons penny stocks don't have a lot of shorts available, is because there's not a lot of people holding those long-term, because honestly, those are kind of suckers bets in my opinion. But maybe not. I'm not saying they all are going to turn out like that, but essentially that is what goes on. And so in that way, if you're holding something long-term, it's got to be long-term. You can't freak out during times of high volatility, which are going to happen every 10, 15 years or so, historically. And again, the people that end up losing the most, we can pull up like every stock market crash that we've had. Like, let's look at it. All right, guys. So Let's look up 1987. Try to find a 1987 chart. Black Monday. See if I can find one. All right, so here's one of the crashes that happened in 1960s. All right, so here's one of the crashes that happened in the 1960s. And again, you can see we crashed, we bounced back. Within a couple years, we were right back up to where we were. Right, I'm looking at the 1987 chart, and it's almost the same. Again, you can see we crashed. You know, in 1987, we crashed. And then within a couple years, we were right back up to where we were. You know, if you look at 2018 or 2008, I think this one took a little bit longer for us to rebound. But we rebounded from 2008 within a couple years as well. And so in the end, the people that lose the most are people that get emotional and you know, just cut everything. The people that make the most, I mean, you can cut everything, but you got to be planned to add it back, I guess is the idea. Like you can sell everything, but you got to wait for a bottom then, you know, and try to add it back, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what the issue is, John. And again, I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I think the people that lose the most in these situations, betting that the entire financial system is going to collapse is a tough bet. You know, like again, we've had bears, and again, for whatever reason, bears seem to get really emotional and upset. Somebody takes an opposing view. I've seen it over and over and over again over the last couple years, where you know I've seen bears bet that the stock market is going to crash every year for the last 5 years, and they've been wrong every year. You know. So in the end, it's all good. We can all have opposing views in some situations. It's a very subjective thing. But let's not be super, you know, as long as we keep it, I'm just going to preface this with like, let's just keep it respectful. Just not you, John, specifically. I've just seen a lot of people get weird over the last couple of days. But my point is that Disney's going to be fine in 5 or 10 years. You know, you think Disney's going to be under 100 in 5 or 10 years? I seriously doubt it. And so what I'm doing is I'm holding Disney and planning to hold this longer term. And I'm just adding when it drops more, you know, not continuously, like without stopping. But to a certain extent, I'm adding up into the 95 level. And then I'll probably just sit on my 95 entry for a while, depending on what Disney does. You know. And maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, all good, John. I see you, man. You're all good. I'm respecting your opinion. I am just saying that inflation. Oh, 100%, man. But again, at the same time, though, I mean, here's what happens, guys. Like, let me explain this to you guys, okay? Here's what happens. Inflation, and this is what I was explaining to my wife yesterday, okay? Because, again, I got some family members calling, wanting some advice about all this stuff. And I always tell them, look, I don't know. But what I'm doing is I'm buying in these dips, you know, because here's the thing. The Fed raises rates, right? When the Fed's raising rates, when inflation is high, it actually means that a lot of us are working. It means that a lot of the country is working. It means that the economy is doing well and spending is high, is really what it means. And so don't get it twisted. This means spending is high and the economy is doing well, is what this means, right? Now, when that happens, prices go up for a lot of different reasons. It's not just that, though. I mean, we're also having the stuff overseas affecting energy pricing 100%, not even arguable. Food prices are up dramatically, but spending is high as well. When that happens, in order to combat it, they have to raise interest rates to discourage spending, right? When they raise interest rates to discourage spending, then it's going to cause short-term pain as it is now. Like, that's what's going on here, is that prices are too high. In order to combat that, they're raising rates in order to discourage spending. And when they do that, prices drop. Okay. And so they're being aggressive. This Wednesday, they raised it 75 basis points, which was what was expected, but that's an aggressive rate hike. If they would have raised it 100, it would have been the first time in like 40 years. Now, that aggressive rate hike, it's going to cause some short-term pain as it does. It's going to raise rates, discourage spending. When that happens, they know the market's going to fall. They understand the market's going to drop. But the entire point of that is to do more to combat inflation long-term. That's the entire point of raising rates like that. And it's usually pretty solid. It usually does what it's supposed to, which was make inflation better, make inflation lower, lowering inflation, and ultimately benefiting, optimism and the stock market in the process. But that's a long-term thing. It takes a while. It doesn't happen immediately. And so in that regard, it might be, we might have short-term pain. So it is what it is. The question is, how long does it take? That's the question, is how long does it take? And we'll see. And again, what the Fed was trying to do here was what's called a soft landing. What a soft landing is it's essentially the Fed saying, hey, we're going to try to raise rates and ease into it to a point that we're not going to spark a recession or a depression, right? Like, that's what a soft landing is. That's why they call it a soft landing, so that they can raise rates aggressively as they have been without causing too much short-term pain. But they always understand it's going to cause some short-term pain. But the entire point of this is to lower inflation. And so we might be experiencing pain right now, and it might benefit the market in 6 to 10 months, you know what I mean? Or a year or a year and a half. It's never a given exact thing. And so right now, the reason I'm buying up stuff on these dips is because I think that eventually it's going to get the job done, and inflation's going to go down, and the market's going to start going back up. And so during this period of time, I'm trying to find healthy long-term companies that I'm okay with holding long-term. Like, if I have to hold these long-term, I will. If they go up dramatically short-term, I'll take my profit to a certain extent. But I'm trying to find healthy long-term companies that I can scale into, average into, sometimes dollar cost average into, and I'm finding companies that, in my opinion, are going to be around in 10 years that I think are going to be noticeably higher. Like, that's my plan right now. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's not the right move. Let me know if you guys have any flaws in that thinking. That's okay. We can talk about it. But yeah, that's my plan right now. Hey, what's up, Andre? Look at house rentals. Condos are skyrocketing. Yeah, for sure. But we've been in a bubble real estate wise for a while now, to be honest. Like, we've been in a real estate bubble, and I'm a off and on real estate agent. My license is inactive right now. But I've been a real estate agent off and on for 7-8 years now. Again, the real estate market's just been in a ridiculous bubble. It's not hard to see. Any real estate agent right now can tell you that. If they don't, then they're lying to you, or they're just confirmation bias. They don't want it to be, so they act like it's not. But in the end, if you look at what's going on, people are waiving notices of appraisal. They're waiving appraisals. They're waiving all this stuff. They are putting in offers well above list price everywhere. At least they have been historically over the last year. It's starting to get better though. But that signals a bubble in real estate. And again, that's not hard to tell. That's going to affect the market, sure. But to what extent, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do chocolate as I'm just looking for healthy companies. And again, I might experience short-term pain with these positions. Like I might be down hundreds, if not $1,000 on these positions, but I'm okay with that risk. I don't mind risking 1,000 to make more later on down the road. And I don't mind holding Disney long term. I really don't. Like I can hold Disney long term and not really stress about it because it's Disney. You know, Disney's not going to go to zero. They're too diversified in media, regardless of how well the economy does. People are still going to be using them, and maybe Disney World might take a hit in terms of park, visitors, but Disney Plus is still going to thrive. Marvel is still going to thrive. All that stuff is still going to do well. And so in that situation, I'm just kind of adding into these companies. I might actually buy Snapchat as well. So Snapchat might be another one that I start to kind of DCA into a little bit more. Yeah, 100%. Definitely bubble. I've been saying we've been in a bubble for years now, though. I mean, that's a good play, but I mean, what happens if this hasn't bottomed out yet? Well, then we're going to experience more short-term pain, but I'm okay with that risk. Again, I'm okay with that risk. It's not something that I can't handle in my account. It's not something that's going to destroy my account. I could continuously hold this one for as long as I want, to be honest. And we'll probably do that. I'm just kind of averaging on these dips, trying to get the best entry I can short term, and then just riding it back when it does. I'm going to buy 100 to 150 shares. Not necessarily. He doesn't always speak at 2 p.m. Sometimes he speaks. Depends on Jackson Hole. He spoke at a different time, so it's not always 2 p.m. Again, y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button. We got almost 100 likes, about 80 likes in here now. Y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Bitcoin down to 18.9K. All right, we're going to do our Twitter poll as well. We've been a little bit absent on our Twitter poll. We're moving a little bit slow today. All right, Apple down to 150s here. So, yeah, we're getting some pain short term, but I think long term we're going to be okay. What do you guys think JP is going to say today? That's the big thing. All right, guys. So let's see if we get a bounce back. Apple down to 150s, Tesla down to 280s. We still have Sava here, and Sava's making some moves. Again, we're going to do our Twitter poll right now. Shout out to everybody that's giving me a follow on Twitter. We really appreciate you guys. I guess the question is, are you buying up things? Are you buying up stocks right now? Join us live to find out what we're doing. Hey, we need 8 likes, guys. 8 likes. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be stingy. All right, we're gonna do a poll. Are you buying up stuff right now? Vote on the poll, yes or no. We have this Twitter poll. Again, open it up in a new tab if you haven't already. If he says not good enough. Yeah, we do have Jerome Powell speaking today. We'll see what we get. Hopefully he's dovish today. And again, if you don't know it, we had a good question. Somebody said, hey, what is dovish? What is hawkish? Dovish means an expanding monetary policy. Hawkish means a restrictive monetary policy. That's what it means. Bullish, bearish, essentially, but there's a little bit more nuance to that in those terms. So, so again, restrictive monetary policy, hawkish. Expanding monetary policy, dovish. Again, y'all vote on this poll here, team. Let me know what you guys think. Buy Intel. Hey, what's up, Steve? I like NVIDIA at 90. Yeah, dovish. Yeah. Yeah, I understand it's related to the related to the bird. Of course it is. Hawkish, dovish. One's a dove, one's a hawk. I don't know. I could look at. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. All right, here. Yeah, I guess you're right. You might be actually right. I'm just pronouncing it wrong. Is it like strangle? You know, is it like strangle? I walked around saying straggle for like a solid, I walked away saying straggle for like 2 weeks. Nobody corrected me. I feel bad. Y'all should do better. Thank you, Larry. Larry's the only one out here looking out. But I still use straggle. Listen, I'm gonna keep using straggle. Dovish. When you say dove, you say it right. Okay. Well, it'll be okay. Thought it was the southern in you. It might be. We're so oversold, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping we're oversold, man. We'll see, though. Again, I'm kind of adding into my dips, taking some stances in the market, and that's the plan. Life is a straggle. Hey. Hey, for sure, Strim. Straggle. Hey. Like Straggle Rock. Market coming down here. We're at 368 now. So let's see if we can hold over 362s, which is right around the lows of the last year. So buy Intel. Hey, maybe, bro. Intel, what's it at now? I ended up cutting my Intel swing. Yeah, it's cheap. I like Intel down here. The only problem with chip makers, though, is the big question mark regarding ETH, how that's affecting them. NVIDIA down to 120s, AMD down to 60s. So we got some value there, too. But I'm gonna pick one play that I think is gonna be okay long term. So this is one of those instances where I'm not really diversifying. I'm gonna pick one play because I think they're all gonna follow the broad market to a certain extent here. And so I think they're all gonna be following the broad market, and in that regard, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stick with Disney right now. Bullish RSI on diverges. We haven't seen the bottom yet. Next 10 years, everything will be down, but I'm making money on this short queue. I don't think the next 10 years, man. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good morning. I just thought Europe is worse shape. Yeah. Down in Straggle Rock, hey. Daddy Larry, is that your new nickname, bro? All right, guys. So again, let's see if the market can find a bottom. I'm trying to buy these dips. We'll see if it works. Try to buy the dip. Again, vote on this poll right now on Twitter. Give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. It's twitter.com/beginnertrades. There's the poll link. Vote on that poll right now. It's in chat. Check it out. Vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think in that regard. Are you buying up stocks right now? All right, guys, 369 on the SPY. 369 on the SPY. Apple at 150s. Tesla at 280s. Apple down to 150s. Are you buying Apple up right now? Bitcoin at 18.9K. Yeah, all good. Yeah. Oil stocks hammered, free gas soon. Not yet. Bro, you know what the young people today don't realize is that y'all are dressing like freaking Michael K. Fox. Okay, we got a bunch of Michael K. Fox or Michael J. Fox clones running around here. Is it Michael K? I think it's Michael J. Let me see. What is it? Michael. Yeah, Michael J. Fox, bro. We got a bunch of Back to the Future clones running around. They got the Jordan 1s. They've got the short shorts. They look like they're Michael J. Fox. They look like Teen Wolf here, you know? Like every time I go to the gym, there's a bunch of Teen Wolf looking mofos out there, okay? You know what I mean? Like, y'all are dressing like the 80s here. I'm not saying I don't. I kind of dress like the 80s now. I always like Jordan 1s, okay? I like the 80s look, all right? But, like, everybody looks like Michael J. Fox out here. They look like Teen Wolf, okay? You know? Y'all know I'm right. What's up, Juan? Hey, thank you for the follow on Twitter, bro. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's Stranger Things, bro. Honestly, I don't know how many kids have come up being like, yeah, I like Metallica. It's like, no, you don't. You don't like Metallica. Like, you just saw it on Stranger Things, and now you're copycatting, man. Y'all get out of here. You know, go do y'all's homework, you know? Intel, yeah, Intel looks okay. Everything looks cheap to me right here, though, to be honest. Everything looks cheap. You know, everything does. Disney looks cheap. Intel looks cheap. AMD looks cheap. Snapchat looks kind of cheap. I might buy a little bit of Snapchat. Just a small position, though, in this one. Like 15 shares or something like that. That's the other. We're going to take a 15 share position in Snap. It's down to 10s. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to stream the Fed meeting for sure. Yeah, dude, I got a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old. My 8-year-old doesn't care, but my 13-year-old loves Stranger Things. It's like her favorite thing in the air. I brought my son. I'm making fun of everybody, but I brought my son to like a comic store yesterday. I brought my whole family there, really. But I told my son, you know, my son's been struggling at doing a specific behavioral thing, and I told him if he could do it well yesterday and get better at it, then I would buy him like a rare Pokemon card. Like I told him I'd buy him a Charizard, you know. And so he did it well. He did his thing. He did it well. And so I brought him to this comic store yesterday, around in my area. and I bought him. I just kind of splurged a little bit. I bought him one Charizard, like a $200 Charizard, and then I bought him a Gyarados holographic 2001 Gyarados holographic Dark Gyarados pre-released. You know, spent some money, but my daughter was there and she wanted something too, so she got a bunch of Stranger Things comic books. You know, so they're all into Stranger Things right now. I like Stranger Things too. Stranger Things is a great show. Um, but I'm more of like a Game of Thrones person. But Stranger Things is fun too. All right, guys, market rebounding here. Let's see if this Disney dip is going to be worthwhile here. Market's starting to bounce back some, back up to 369.50s. Let's see if we can just get back over 370s here. Let's just see if we can get back over 370s. All right, guys. So, will the market bounce back today or will we keep dropping? What do you guys think is going to happen from the Fed meeting? Do y'all think he's going to say something positive? All right, guys. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Honestly, one thing I've noticed about the style nowadays, though, is actually starting to go towards like the last 5 years has been like Michael J. Fox, Teen Wolf, Jordan 1s, short shorts. Now it's kind of going towards like early 90s grunge, you know, like that's kind of what I'm seeing now with some of the stuff. It's like early 90s grunge. Fed meeting is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday will drop more. I think bears will take some profit before Powell speaks. Pop and drop off resistance. We bounce Monday. I believe it has to test the June lows to be able to bounce now. Which is better, Game of Thrones or Stranger Things? Game of Thrones is so much better. Stranger Things is great though, but Game of Thrones is just better. Again, September historically is a terrible month, but I think after this month, we're going to see some bounce backs, hopefully. All right, guys, 369s on the SPY, Tesla at 282s, Disney still down to like the $100 level, Apple at 150s here. So again, we're starting to, we bounced a little bit short term. We're starting to move back. We do have this low that's been confirmed a couple times now, and we'll see if this continues. Powell is speaking today, Larry. So yeah, Powell is speaking today. So Jerome Powell is speaking today. I can't remember what the conference is called. It's something about. Let me see what. Let me see what it is. Um, uh, it's called the Fed Listens. Yeah, it's gonna be today at 2 p.m. It's called Transitioning to the Post-Pandemic Economy. It's called the Fed Listens. It's today at 2 p.m. Uh, Yeah, so they're going to host the Fed Listens today. It's going to convening representatives from a range of sectors to share their perspectives on how the pandemic has reshaped the economy and the workforce and what challenges and opportunities exist during the transition. Uh, Jerome Powell is going to do the opening remarks. Lael Brainerd and Governor Bowman is going to moderate conversations with leaders from different organizations that include nonprofits, small businesses, manufacturing, supply chains management, hospitality industry, and the housing and education sector. So yeah, we're going to cover it. Again, it starts at 2 p.m. It should be over by 4:30. So we're going to be covering it all. Well, we're definitely going to cover Powell's opening remarks. We'll see whether we cover everything else. We'll see. We'll try to. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to cover and talk about. Market trying to bounce. Hopefully they say some positive things and optimistic things. I don't know. I think that's a bold prediction, Jeremy. I think that it's really I think that usually in times like this, it's so rare that we get a long-term downtrend. Like it's so rare that we get a downtrend like that in markets for that long. Over 10 plus years is so rare, you know. Even if we have a bad couple years, usually we follow that up with a good couple years. Usually, not always though. But in that regard, that's just a bold prediction. I'm not saying they're wrong. I really don't know, but I don't think they're right. In my opinion, we're gonna. In my opinion, that's a tough bet to make. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Maybe he's right. I hope he's not. I'm cautiously optimistic. All right, guys. So market's starting to bounce back up a little bit here. Here's the SPY at 369.50s here. SPY at 369.50s. All right, guys, at 369.45s on the SPY, 369.45s. We got Tesla at the 282.40s. All right, at 369.40s. SPY needs to recover. They may agree to go one way or the other per speech or interest rate or something. I hope Powell listens because he has employment has been different this time. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's something. I think it's going to influence markets to a certain extent. To what degree, I'm not sure. It should debut sometime. I think early next month is when they're saying. Early next month. SPY at 369.40s here. 369.40s on the SPY. All right, guys. Market trying to bounce back. I hope it does. Let's see if it continues. Again, Disney right at the $100 level. So it seems like a cheap area to me. You know, very bullish on Disney long term, but short term, who knows what's going to happen. Market's starting to rebound. Let's see if we can get back over VWAP here. We do have some type of fundamental data dropping today. Let me see what this is specifically. It is. So yeah, we have Canadian retail sales and wholesale sales dropping in 50 minutes at 8:30. So we got Canadian core retail sales. We also have manufacturing PMI for September. Services PMI for September as well that we're going to watch the reaction to the market in. We have the U.S. Baker Hughes oil rig count at 1 p.m. But again, we then have the Fed Chairman Powell speaking at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today also. SPY starting to bounce back at about 369.50s. Tesla at 282.40s. Hey, what's up, Tony? All right, guys, 369.30s on the SPY. We have Tesla at 282s. All right, guys, market pulling back. We've been in kind of the sideways range from 369.50s down to 368.80s here. So we've been pretty sideways for the last couple minutes. Hey, man, I'm here with you every day. Thanks for doing what you do for all of us. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Tony. Thank you, sir. Is paper trading worth it? I have paper traded for 6 years. This week so far, green and paper, 2 days traded. I'm green over 11K in sim. Yeah, but that doesn't really mean much, bullseye. Paper trading can be very misleading because you can take as whatever sizing you want, right? And so it's like, yeah, you could trade with $1 million account and be up whatever. You could trade with $100,000 account and be up that much, but you're going to take more risk than you would in your normal account. It's just wildly different than actual trading. It's one of those things where a lot of traders a lot of traders get FOMO from paper trading, right? But paper trading is just to test strategies. The real way you should learn to trade is just start small with a real account, and trade small when you can. Paper trading is important, but to a certain extent, it's going to give you misleading results. Like I remember when I first paper traded in my first year of trading, and I would just make so much money and be like, man, this is so easy. But when you switch to a real account, it's just different. You're not going to have the equity that you have in paper, number one. You're not going to have the buying power, number one, that you're going to have in paper in your real account. You're also going to just run into struggles with emotion. You're going to run into struggles with, you're going to cut your losses longer. You're going to get out of your winners too soon. You're going to hold your losses too long in a real account. Your emotion's going to be there. You're going to be more emotionally attached to the money. It's just a lot different in paper. So you don't want to let it influence like you too much. It's good to paper trade and practice, but funded account programs are different because they actually have some pressure. So they teach you to perform under pressure. Regular just paper trading, you want to do it, but you want to start save. If you really want to trade like that, you want to just start saving up for a real account as soon as you can. Because that's what's ultimately going to make you a better trader. Paper trading is just it's easy to a certain extent, I guess. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Emmanuel? What's up, brother? What's up, DK? Thanks for all you do. Thoughts are with 100%. Tough tropical storm. John, why buy now and say we're gonna have short-term pain? Because I'm buying for long-term. And I'm not saying we're gonna have more short-term pain. I think we've already had short-term pain. Market's down big, and so I'm buying for long-term right now, which is, I think, the smart move. But maybe not. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Bob? Right, 100%. I mean, this is technically paper on Top Step, right? But the difference here is that this is giving me some pressure to succeed, right? So paper trading, you have no emotional attachment to it. You can just kind of keep adding to your losses until you win, which is why it's so easy to win on paper, is because you don't have an emotional attachment. And like the martingale roulette strategy involves just kind of doubling your size until you win, right? So you have to lose like 6 times in a row to lose, which seems like it's not going to happen, but it actually does happen. It's one of the reasons the martingale roulette strategy just doesn't work, is because you might win most of the time, but when you lose, you're going to lose everything plus. And so it's very similar with like paper trading and like averaging in, where you just kind of keep adding. It's going to work most of the time, and you'll be green most of the time. And it might even mislead you into thinking it's some long-term profitable strategy. The problem is that when it fails, the small percentage of the time that it does, it's going to destroy your entire account and take away everything you made. And so that's one of the reasons paper trading doesn't work, is because people just kind of average in and they keep adding and it misleads them into thinking they have a profitable system when they don't. Now, with this on Top Step's a funded account program, so it's a little bit different. So there's some pressure to succeed. So I'm trying to hit their profit targets, right? But there's some pressure on me to succeed. It's not the full extent of a live account. And it's one of the ways I think it's a great middle ground, because you can try to get funded. You have some pressure, but if you lose, it's not the end of the world. You're down your monthly fee of base one's 130 something a month. And so in the end, it's not the end of the world. And I think it's a great middle ground. You can check out Top Step. I'll put it in the description now. They are a sponsor of my video, though, so I'm certainly biased in their favor as well, of course. But I do think it's a good way. People hate on them, and it's difficult to get funded. But I think regardless of whether you're funded or not, it's going to make you a better trader. Like, you can see the rules that I follow here on Top Step, right? Like, so you can see my Top Step results and kind of what I'm doing, and you can see my profit graph and everything here. So I'm using the same scalping strategies I use in stocks, but in this regard, I'm trying to use it in paper as well, or I'm trying to use it to get funded as well. So you can see I'm currently up $895. So I'm up $895. This is we're about we're a little bit we're over 10% there, which is great. You can see my profit graph. We are winning on about 67% of the days. You can see my profit graph slowly kind of go up. We dip a little bit, we go back up. And so, yeah, we're doing pretty solid. You can see how much I'm making every day. So first day we made 212. Next day we lost 67. Next day we made 380. Next day we made 296. Next day we lost 190. Yesterday we made 263. And so you can kind of see what we're doing. We're also following our rules as well here. So like they give you rules to follow. And we're also trading our regular account, of course. We trade a 30,000 real account, 120K of buying power. But you can see we're following our rules as well. These are our rules, and you can specify. Like, I can edit these if I want. And I like these rules. And so it's like if I lose more than 4 trades in a row, I can't trade anymore. All right, it breaks my rules to trade anymore. And these are rules that I'm sticking to, right? So if I lose over 4 trades in a row, I got to take the day off. After that, my max number of trades per day is 40. And so yesterday we did about 20, and my max daily loss is 1,200. So you can see I've been following my rules every single day. My average discipline score is 96. I only had one day where I didn't, and that was just from trading too much. I traded over 20 at the time. So we updated it to 40 trades, which I think is a little bit more reasonable. And yeah, we'll see what we get, guys. We'll see what we get. There's also practice that we can get involved with as well. But again, if you want to check out Top Step, you can find the link pinned to the top of the chat. It says to learn more about futures. You can look at the link pinned to the top of the chat right under the poll. And again, I think it's an easy way to, try the futures market out without a ton of risk. A lot of paper trading platforms cost the same amount. You know what I mean? So some paper trading platforms cost a couple $100. So it's like you can either paper trade the futures market and pay that money just for a paper account, or you can try to get funded in a funded account program and actually build your trading up. And I think that's a better option. But of course, I am sponsored by them, and I'm certainly biased in their favor. William Smith of Out of the Money puts. Not financial advice, but I would wait for Monday and Tuesday to pass before buying anything. Maybe. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, y'all hit the like. Hey, thanks for being here to help. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the support. Yeah, you just want to, then you might be trading too large, Adam. Like, that's the thing you guys want to understand. Right, 100% catalyst. Like, in the end, guys, like, listen, I see Adam saying day trading will test your self-worth every single day. I have always been in control of my life at work and personal life. Day trading will turn your life upside down like nothing else. Then listen, man, if it's doing that to you, bro, you're probably trading way too large. Like, in the end, I'm going to be very blunt with people right now. Okay, I'm going to be very blunt with people right now. Day trading is not meant for everybody. It's truly not meant for everybody. If you have a gambling nature, if you like to feel your heart race and your heart flutter and butterflies in your chest, and it's just so exciting to do this, then you're gambling, 100%. And you are going to destroy your finances like a gambler will. It's truly not meant for everybody. I hate gambling. I hate risk. I do not like taking risk. It's one of the reasons you see me trade very small. I'm not a big casino guy. I play poker occasionally because that's more of a game of skill and risk. But that's it, and so in that regard, you got a lot of people that are attracted to day trading because they have a gambling nature, right? And I'm going to be real. That is not good for trading. If you're getting butterflies in your chest, you are trading too large. You want to scale down your size to where you're not nervous in each trade, to where it's not turning your life upside down. Because it takes years to be successful. Most people lose. A lot of people are going to do this for years and still lose. And you need to trade small until you're profitable. If you're not profitable and you're just kind of giving money to the markets and you're convincing yourself that one day you'll be profitable, the larger you trade as you're learning how to trade, the more money you're going to lose. And part of it is due to the trading culture. You got all these gurus flashing Lamborghinis and big mansions and they're flashing their $1,000 days. Like, look at me, I made $1,000 today. And they're just trying to sell you a course most of the time. But the reality of it is, it's very difficult to succeed. Most traders fail, and you got to look at it objectively and honestly. Because if you don't, you're just going to lose a ton of money. You're just going to lose a ton of money. It's going to destroy your finances. In the end, for most people, it takes years to succeed. A lot of them still fail. And again, you need to be trading small. Okay, if you're not trading small, you're gambling. If you're not trading small relative to how much money you have, and you're risking a large percentage of your account in every single trade, and you're getting butterflies and your heart's fluttering after each trade, then you are probably trading too large and you need to scale down your size. Like, listen, I have a 30,000, 120,000 buying power account. If I lose $50 to $75 on any specific day in this account, I think that is too much. Okay. That shows you the sizing. In order to make $1,000 a day safely long-term, you need to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. It's not something that you can trade a $25,000 or a $30,000 account and try to make, what is that? Like multiple percentages a day, every day. It's just not a reasonable thing. Eventually you're going to lose your account, and again, the people that are telling you not are people that are selling you stuff. Like, in the end, think about it objectively. If it was that easy to make 30 or 40% a year, you'd work for a big hedge fund. No, like, the big hedge funds would be able to do it. Again, the problem, big hedge funds would be calling you up. And so again, don't be fooled by marketing and sensationalism in trading. A lot of people are just trading too large than they really should be, and they're gambling, and they're risking way too much relative to their account size. Yeah, Joshua. Yeah, man. I'm trying to be real. Listen, I'm trying to be real, man. It's not meant. It's not meant for everybody, bro. If you're a gambler by nature, you should not be doing this. You know. And again, this isn't a casino, man. Again, if you want to listen, you can still trade the markets, brother. You can still trade the markets. The single best odds of success in any type of trading is long-term value investing. Okay, you diversify, you buy healthy, long-term blue chip companies. Don't buy penny stocks long-term. Almost all of them fail. Suckers bet. But you research and you wait for value in healthy, long-term blue chip companies that you think are going to be around in 5 to 10 years, and you buy and you diversify and you sit. That is the single easiest way to make money in the market. It's almost guaranteed to make money long-term. Swing trading can also be way more powerful than day trading. Swing trading, you wait for. I've been doing a lot better in swing trading lately. So swing trading is a powerful thing. Everybody wants to romanticize day trading, and again, I day trade. But everybody wants to romanticize it, but everybody's not meant for it. There's a lot of people that are going to be better at. You can trade correlating news events. You can say, hey, football season is about to start. Let me buy DraftKings and hold for a couple weeks and then get out and let it rip up on the news that NFL is about to start. And I can take advantage of that sympathy, right? And hold for a few weeks. That's going to be easier, especially if your account's small, than day trading actively. In order to day trade safely, you really need hundreds of thousands of dollars, to be honest, and buying power. Like I can do so pretty safely with making small gains with like 30,000, 30 to 40,000 with where I get maybe 100 to 150K in buying power, right? But I'm trading small, like $100 a day maybe. And so you got to look at it objectively. Don't try to make money like the wealthy people make money. The wealthy people make money not by day trading. They don't. If you think the wealthy people make money day trading, you're wrong. That's not what they do. You don't know enough wealthy people then. If that's the case, wealthy people make money by compound interest and buying value investing and holding for 10 years and acquisitions and all these other things. They don't make money day trading. Day trading in that regard, is one of the most wealthy people don't like tons of risk. They're certainly not day traders. Day trading can make you money, but it's a niche of people that is certainly not overall wealthy. Is the best way to put it. Yeah, dividends, compound interest, value investing. That's how the wealthy make money. They don't make money day trading. Um, no, day trading is for people. It takes a very specific type of person, man. Anyways, market's starting to bounce back a little bit. That's great news. Again, we ended up averaging into Disney. We're holding up a couple hundred shares, or about 100 shares of Disney right now. Um, average is right around 102s, and so we'll see if we do something. But if not, it'll be okay. That's not true. They hire other people to trade for them. They don't hire day traders. They hire hedge funds sometimes, but a lot of the time it's because they can write off those losses. Is really what they're doing. And so they can take some risk and write off the losses. They hire people to invest for them, sometimes, sometimes, but they're not really hiring day trading funds. Like that's not what they're doing. They're hiring places like BLK, or big time hedge funds that most of the time just play index funds and bonds is what they're doing, right? They're not hiring people to day trade. If you think they are, again, you don't know that many wealthy people, bro. I know, a solid amount. And they're not day trading. They're not hiring people to day trade. They're not investing in penny stocks. Like they are using compound interest. They're using dividend investing. They're using acquisitions of other companies. That's how they make money. If they're already wealthy. Yeah. You can day trade successfully with a few grand, with a ton of risk. Sure. Uh, Define successfully though. Again, telling somebody they can take a couple thousand and roll it up to 100K just because your guru on Twitter who flashes a Lamborghini at you says you can is not accurate. In fact, it's incredibly difficult, and most people will fail. And the smaller account you have, the harder it is to make money. And that's just an objective truth. I'm not saying you can't do it. I think futures can be powerful. I think there's a lot of ways to get around it and test yourself. Again, I think funded account programs can be powerful because they can let you try to trade, see what type of risk you're facing without the full risk. So you have some pressure, but not the full extent. So I think there's ways. But again, don't get it twisted. Don't fall for the sensationalized part of trading is really what it is. Yeah, trading from the beach with your Mai Tai. Yeah, sipping your margarita at the beach, with your laptop, taking pictures of yourself and then selling a course on it. Hey, I see it all, man. I've seen it all. I'd be happy making 1K a week. I think you should be able to do that with 30K. Depending on your risk tolerance, maybe, but understand what that is. That is over 100% a year. That's a couple 100% a year, in fact, if you do the math. And so, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could, but there's risk in that. All right, guys, Apple dipping down, SPY up to 370s, Tesla at the 280s. No, it's not 30% a week. You make 5K a week. It's about 20%, but still, I mean, that's high. And I promise you, if you can do that consistently, you're going to have big hedge funds at your door within no time. You know what I mean? And so it's not something that everybody that claims to be doing it is actually doing. All right, guys, market consolidating. Apple dipping down a little bit here. Here's Disney. Down to 100s. Okay, we got about 30 minutes until we got the Canadian PMI, I believe is what comes out today for them. I think it debuts later. Well, margin accounts, you can, not instant settlement, margin accounts, there's no PDT restrictions on margin accounts. All right, guys, market's starting to bounce back up a little bit. Hopefully it continues here. We'll see. All right, but market at 369.60s for the SPY. And again, nobody likes to hear this, what I'm telling people. Everybody's going to say, you're going to have a lot of people that the truth hurts. Maybe they've invested a lot of time and energy in this, and I'm the only person that's been real with them. And so they're going to blame me sometimes for it, and that's okay. Because my job is to protect traders. That's what we do here. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we want to do. That's what we try to do. And I'm not saying day trading is impossible. You got some day traders that can really do it, but they're very rare. All right, so the euro just fell under 98 cents for the first time in 20 years. What about Sava, guys? Here's Sava, SAVA here. Sava at $50. Crazy rip over the last few days. Please don't keep spamming the same thing, Bob. Hey, brother. You said that like over and over and over and over and over again. Please stop saying it. Yeah, guys. Hey, JP speaking today. Again, let me know if you think he's going to say optimistic things or not. Um, we'll see. I hope he does, but nobody knows, to be honest here. I'm hoping we get a rebound in the markets, but market's starting to bounce back, hopefully nicely today. Abe. Puts on Sava. I don't know. Puts on Sava are too risky for me, bro. Y'all are braver than me in that regard. Yeah, I'm not gonna be messing with that, dude. Y'all are just braver than me in that way. I'm not doing it. All right, guys. Spy starting to pop up. I'm almost up to 370s here. Hopefully, we just get some volatility today. For my day trading, I just want volatility. What about Ape and AMC? All right, guys. Market started to bounce back. Hey, you love to see it. Let's see if it continues, team. Market back up to almost 370 again. Let's see if we get back over 370, whole dollar level. Let's see if that holds, team. That's what we want to see. Hopefully it will. Yeah. Well, it depends on the size people are using. He's not changing from what he said 2 days ago. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's been trying to say positive things. So I think he tried to say positive things a couple days ago. And so I hope he does again, but I think he's trying. I think he's trying to say some good things, but it's just at that point where, uh, people are just skeptical, man. A lot of people are nervous. All right, so chart suggests inflation could soon come down substantially, according to Jim Cramer. What do you guys think? Let's see what Jimmy is saying right now. Everybody hates Jim. Inverse Cramer ETF's doing great. Um, has inverse Cramer ever acknowledged? Has Cramer ever acknowledged the inverse page? All right, so Jim says the charts, as interpreted by Larry Williams, suggest that inflation could soon cool down substantially soon if history's any guide. Jim Cramer, Mad Money on CNBC. He said, boy, are people skeptical about this piece. Critical feedback is huge. I think it is more than just an anomaly. Reading tech may have no mojo, but we are really oversold, so it may not be easy. Man, I actually agree with Kramer, believe it or not. I think we're oversold at this point in time. But man, I don't know. He thought it's a little Tolstoy-like. All unhappy inflation bouts are different in their own way, but the charts offer some compelling, thought-provoking themes. By the way, Holmes had a down 2-year period since the Great Depression until the Great Recession. Somebody said the 1980s market and economy are a lot different than today's. Rents keep going up, and real estate is one of the stickiest components of inflation. Core will probably be up next month as well. So, core CPI. CPI drops. When does CPI drop next? I think it's like October 13th or something like that, right? Yeah, October 13th at 8:30. So it's going to be next Thursday, or October 13th on Thursday in a couple weeks. So again, we'll see what we get. Tesla starting to break lows. Market actually bouncing back a little bit though here. So, hopefully this is an optimistic sign. Market is starting to rebound. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully it continues. But again, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, here, I'll change the song if you guys want. Massive bear trap. CANO. What is this? I see it gapping up some. It's at 870s right now. Big move. What is this? Acquisition of some sort? Let me check out Benzinga. So yeah, Cano is rising after Humana and CBS are trying to get an acquisition deal from them. That Humana and others are interested in acquiring them. It's at 860s right now. So that's kind of essentially what's moving up. Tesla bouncing up a little bit here. Here's Apple. Apple at 150 still. No, I actually agree about the PDT rule. I think the PDT rule is worse for traders, because I think that what it happens is that you make people, in order for somebody to day trade without restriction, you make somebody save up 25K to do so. I think that's just a ridiculous thing. Most new traders end up losing their first account. So by making only people that can day trade freely have to have 25K or more is just a ridiculous, ludicrous thing. It just makes people lose more money in the beginning than they really need to. And so I just think it's worse for traders. But it's a subjective thing, I guess. The only people it's really benefiting are the banks with the T2 rule, giving them more time to sit on your money. Yeah, it's so difficult to succeed without having 25K being restricted by the PDT rule that it just ends up costing traders more money in the long run, in my opinion. Yeah, it looks like me and you DS are on it, man. All right, guys. So market bouncing back a little bit. Is this the rebound here? Let's look at what the poll states. So we have our poll going on. 60% of you think no, the market does not bounce today. 40% out of 500 plus people think yes, the market will bounce. Yeah, but that's not enough to really actively day trade with with the type of variance that day trading involves. Giving somebody 3-day trades a day does not give them a reasonable analyzation of their overall skill. 3 trades a day is not enough to really get past the variance of trading, right? And so restricting somebody to 3 trades a week is not going to tell somebody how good of a trader they are. You know what I mean? It's just not going to do that. And so in that way, you're essentially making anybody that wants to be able to day trade have to save up 25K to do so. You're essentially making people lose so much more money than's necessary. Like in the end, it's going to make people save up 25K and then trade that as their first free day trading account, and then they're just going to lose it. And so you're making people save up and lose 25K for their first account, which should never happen. If you let them day trade with 3,000 or 4,000 bucks, they might lose that, but they're not going to be losing 25K because they don't have to have that much. It's a ridiculous thing. There shouldn't be any restriction in that regard. It's terrible for traders, and it ends up making people trade a much larger account for their first day trading account than they really should be. And it's unfortunate. All right, guys, market consolidating, trying to bounce a little bit. Apple bouncing, Tesla bouncing up a little bit as well here. We'll see if it continues. So the Astros lost, unfortunately. All right, guys. Market starting to bounce back. Tesla bouncing back. Apple popping up a little bit. Hopefully this continues, man. I just want to see bullish action. We've gotten somewhat of a rebound to where we're back over VWAP, over the previous closing price, and I hope it continues. We got about 15 minutes until we get some Canadian PMI data comes out. I think it's Canadian PMI. Let me make sure. Yeah, so it's Canadian retail sales and manufacturing sales. So Canadian retail sales drop. You got manufacturing PMI dropping at 945. So again, we got some stuff coming out soon. Hopefully this all helps the market, but I'm not super confident that it will. All right, guys, market trying to bounce. At 360 or 370 right now for the SPY. So hopefully we hold VWAP here. We're right around it. Apple down to 150s. Yeah. Yeah, 100% Chris. Yeah, 100% Justin. I agree, man. I don't know. We're just kind of guessing here. Of course, I have no idea what anything's going to do. We run market futures on our newscast each morning, but I never know how predictive that is or what it actually means for investors. This morning, it shows all indexes way down. What's it mean to you? Well, right now, okay, so Shane, hey, I saw you. I think you're the guy that followed me with the check mark on Twitter, right? Not every day I get followed by people with check marks. So, hey, I appreciate you, man. But, okay, so to put this into perspective, okay, right now, inflation's high. And so what the Fed has to do is they have to raise interest rates. And then the whole logic behind it is that they raise rates in order to discourage spending. And when spending is discouraged, that combats inflation, right? So they raise rates, people stop spending as much, businesses lower pricing, thus combating inflation. So the last rate hike decision was Wednesday of this week. So Jerome Powell came out and said that they were going to raise rates 75 basis points. And in that regard, that's an aggressive rate hike, which when you raise rates too much, it causes short-term pain. It causes short-term drops as we're getting right now in the market. But it does more to combat inflation long-term. So that's essentially what we're in now, is we're in aggressive rate hike territory. Markets are falling because of that. Because, again, it causes short-term pain. The more you raise rates, it does discourage spending. And when you discourage spending, markets drop. Now, futures, what futures essentially are, you're betting, technically the reason they got their name is because you're betting on the future price of something. Most of the time commodities, but there's also crypto futures. There's index futures like, the E-mini or the micro E-mini, like essentially things that mimic the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or something like that. And so when you hear futures down, but the stock market is not open 24/7. So like you can't trade stocks 24/7. Pre-market opens up at like 4, I think. And then, trading for the day completely closes at like 8. So when people look at futures, they're looking at essentially what is going on in markets when the stock market and index markets and equities markets are closed, right? So when you hear futures are down, most of the time they're talking about index futures, which are really reacting and it kind of gives you a little bit of a foresight into what might happen when the actual indexes in the stock market open up. So that's why people talk about futures, and that's why people say, hey, futures are down. Most of the time they're referring to either commodities or they're referring to essentially index futures, which mimic stocks, but that are open 24/7 to where you can get a gauge on what they're doing before the stock market opens up, if that makes sense, right? So they're essentially just saying markets are down when you hear them say futures are down. just to give you kind of an example of what they're talking about. Yeah, sorry, this is old music. We're going trying to pick musics, but or music, but yeah, we just want to kind of low fly, calm vibe. How much leverage does futures have? Well, futures has more leverage, and there's also sometimes more volatility. There's more liquidity in futures than there are in stocks to a certain degree. There's also less restrictions. You can day trade, you can short, you can invest, you can get margin accounts with no PDT restrictions, all that stuff in futures. But it depends. Again, there's index futures, there's commodity futures, there's crypto futures. And you could trade a lot of them. There's the E-mini, the micro E-mini. But again, the reason they call them futures is because you're betting on the future price of something. But a lot of the time, they're mimicking exactly what like the market is doing, right? So the E-mini does what the S&P 500 does. The Nasdaq 100, or the mini Nasdaq contract does what the Nasdaq does. The Nasdaq 100 does. So again, you get futures mimic stocks, and you get futures that follow commodities. There's just a wide range of contracts that people follow in the futures market. Are index futures expensive? Kind of. I mean, look, here's an index future. Here's the E-mini, which is something you see. Here's the micro E-mini, right? It's doing what the S&P 500 does. So, you're buying contracts of this, you know, and so it's about the same price as the S&P. All right, guys, market's starting to dip, and you can see this mimics the S&P. So, right here's the micro E-mini. Here's the SPY, which is a index, uh, which is an index following the S&P 500. Right, so you can see it's the same price action. Here's the futures contract, which just has a dash in front of it, and then here is the SPY itself. Right, so here's the SPY itself. So it's the same price action. Look, 2 red candles, 1 green, 1 red, 1 green, 1 red, 1 green. 2 red candles, 1 green, 1 red, 1 green, 1 red, 1 green. Same thing, same price action. This moves up, this moves up. So you can see it's the same price action on the left side versus the right side. This is just an actual ETF, exchange traded fund, relative to this being an index futures contract. Hey, thank you, Shane. Hey, we're coming for it, bro. We're coming for it, man. I appreciate it, dude. But yeah, we'll get it one day. We got y'all hit the subscribe button. Hey, we appreciate it. We got 430 people here. Hit the sub button. But yeah, we'll hopefully get it this year. If not this year, it should be early next. But I'm pushing for it, man. And yeah, I appreciate it. Well, it depends on what you're trading. The micro E-mini, which is again a mini S&P 500 contract, and the reason they call it a mini is because every tick, like think about it in cents per share, right? You buy the SPY right now, and you have 100 shares, and it goes in your direction 1 tick or 1 cent. You make $1. It goes against you 1 cent, you lose $1, right? So in terms of cents per share, a futures contract has different amounts of movement per tick, right? So they go by ticks in futures contracts. It's all relative to a certain price interval and the actual fund that they're following. But like the micro E-mini, every tick it goes in my favor per contract, I make $1.25. Right, so if I have two contracts and it goes in my favor 1 tick, I make $2.50. If I have 4 contracts, I make $5. Relative to the regular E-mini, like that's the micro E-mini, right? So if I got 2 contracts and it goes in my favor 1 tick, I make $2.50. So it's a smaller way to trade the S&P 500 futures contract with the micro E-mini. Now, if I have the regular E-mini, which is instead of /MES for micro E-mini, it's /ES for regular E-mini. This one is much larger, so every tick it goes in my favor, that's $12.50 in profit, right? So if I have 2 contracts, that's $25. If I have 4, that's $50. If it goes against me and I have 4 contracts, if it goes against me 1 tick and I have 4 contracts, I lose $50. So forth and so on. And so that's kind of how you trade larger or smaller sizing in the futures market. You just switch up the contract you're trading. Instead of trading, you want smaller size. Instead of trading the E-mini, you trade the micro E-mini, or you can see like the NASDAQ 100 contract here. If I don't want, this is $10 per tick. If I don't want that big of size, I can type a M in front of this, and this is the micro NASDAQ 100, so it's $1 per tick, right? So you can kind of scale up and down depending on what fund or what contract you're following. Sorry, I'm just now seeing my head's cut off. There you go. I read one contract of the you need $16,000 account roughly. One contract you need what, like 4K, 30. Let's see. So one contract of the regular, it's $3,700. So to buy 2 contracts, you need roughly 6 point something thousand. But again, the other thing to understand is that most futures platforms will give you leverage. So like they'll leverage you, and so you could probably get by with having like a couple $1,000s and get just leverage it in the futures contract. A lot of futures platforms will give you leverage. I can't see your face. How do I know you're not an imposter, bro? I might be, dude. Listen, this is just a mask I'm wearing right now. Okay. SPY is all the big stocks combined. Most stocks will move similar. Well, SPY is the mini S&P 500. The S&P 500 is technically all the big stocks combined. The SPY is just a fun following it, All right, we got AMC, we got Disney bouncing back up a little bit. The market's tried to bounce. Again, we bought Disney, we bought Snapchat on the dip. We'll see if it works. Again, Disney down to the $100 level. I think that's a cheap level. I think Disney will probably be higher than this over the next 5 years. And so I'm kind of scaling into Disney on these big drops that we've been seeing. Again, we have Aapl down to the 150 level here, right around 150, mostly pivoting and following the market to a certain extent. And again, if you want to try out the futures market in terms of short-term trading, you could try out TopStep. TopStep is a sponsor of my video, but TopStep funds traders in futures, right? So if you want to get your foot in the door of futures, like short-term futures trading, you can try out TopStep. They give you a demo. If you can hit the targets on the demo while following their rules, they fund you same amount, right? Base one's 50K. So if you can pass their testing, hit their profit targets, pass their different stages, which there's 2 stages, they'll fund you 50K with a 90% profit split, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They've been around for over 10 years now. They pay out millions every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. Again, I am biased in their favor. They are a sponsor of my video content. But if you want to check them out, there's the link. A great way to help support the channel. And just to put it into perspective, it's difficult to get funded. It's not easy, but I think it's a lot cheaper. Like you could pay a couple $100 for a paper trading account, or you could try to get funded for almost the same amount. And, at the very least, you're going to have more pressure on you to succeed in this. So it's going to teach you how to perform under pressure, even if you don't get funded, which I think most people aren't. But it's a great way to, if you're a good trader and you know what you're talking about, then you can try to get funded, and they're a legit one, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So you can also see it pinned at the top of the page if you're interested in checking that out. I don't think so, James. All right, guys. I'll just stick to penny stocks. Most penny stocks fail, though, brother. If you're day trading, maybe you could probably get with a cash account and day trade penny stocks pretty easily. That's the big thing. Like, if you want to day trade penny stocks, I don't recommend it. I mean, it's very difficult to do. But again, the PDT restriction works like this, right? In order to trade a margin account, you have to have at least $25,000 if you want to day trade more than 3 times per rolling 5-day period. Is the actual definition of what it is. In that regard, it's only reserved to margin accounts. So you can trade a cash account as much as you want, but a cash account does have the T2 rule. It's called the T2 rule. It stands for transaction plus 2 days. It used to be the T3 rule. A couple years ago, they reverted it to, or they made it the T2 rule. So you got to wait 2 days for your funds to settle. So you buy 1,000 shares of a $1 stock, you got to wait 2 days to get that fund to get those funds settled back into your account. You got to wait a couple days to get those funds put back into your account to trade with. You spend $1,000, you got to wait 2 days to get it back in your account. And so a cash account, you have unlimited day trades there. You can day trade as much as you want with a cash account. You just have to manage your money correctly. And the best way that most people end up day trading like that is they split their equity in half, right? So if you have a $5,000 account, you essentially get $2,500 per day. So you use $2,500 one day, $2,500 the next, and then the next day your funds from the first day are settled, business days. But that's how you can kind of trade $2,500 one day, $2,500 the next, $2,500 one day, $2,500 the next. Again, you're not going to be able to buy a ton of large cap companies doing this. But if you're trading penny stocks, which again, I don't really do, not really my niche, not really something that I ever, really wanted to do. But you can do it. And again, but you got to trade small. But if you think about it, $2,500, you could buy, say you got a penny stock worth $2 a share, right? You could buy 100 shares of that penny stock and make 20, 30 bucks or whatever it is on a big run. And, you're spending $200. So you can do that multiple times every day, 10 plus times every day and be able to day trade somewhat actively, much more than 3 times per week. But again, penny stocks are very risky. They're very sketchy. There's a lot of sensationalism going on with them, and it's just hard to do. But it's possible to do. Yeah, we're going to be live during that speech. Yes. So Top Step uses Trade-Evade. I'm on their newest one, though. So I am on Quant Tower, right? And you can see my profit graph on my combine so far. And again, this is pulled directly from the platform. Yesterday, this is my graph. And again, my logic with this, like what I'm doing in this situation is I'm building up. I think this is the safest way to take these funded account programs. I mean, of course, like my regular account's 30,000, 120K in buying power. So I trade a real account as well. But I'm trying to get funded in the 150K combine as well. But again, what I do here, my strategy, which I think is a smart strategy in terms of risk, is I build up a small cushion. I trade micros. Going back to the sizing and futures contracts, I trade micro futures contracts in this combine. And if I can build up a cushion of, $100 or so, then I scale up to the macros. I scale up to the E-mini instead of the micro. I scale up to the NASDAQ 100 instead of the micro NASDAQ 100. And then I take larger risk. And then if I lose on that trade, say I lose $100, I'm back down to break even. And then I move back to the micros, try to build up a cushion. And then eventually it's going to stick and I'm going to make money on the larger size trade. And then I make a couple hundred and then I usually just kind of bow out and say, okay, I'm done. But that's a way that I can take risks to where my losing days are small. And if you look at what I'm doing here, like this is my Top Step progress so far. And you can see my graph and see how much I'm losing versus winning on my winning days. And so you can kind of see this graph here. We're up about $1,000 so far. So we're over 10% there. But again, you can kind of see what we're doing. We're up about 900. But you can see my graph here is the good thing. We're winning on about 67% of the days. But again, you can see my graph here. First day, we made 212. Next day, we lost 67, so a small loss. Next day, we made 400. Next day, we made 300. Next day, we lost 190. Next day, we made 260s. And so you can see something here is that my winning days are larger than my losing days. Again, my losing days, lost 190. The other one, I lost 67. And so those are very small. My winning days, I made 2+100, almost 400, almost 300, almost 300 again. And so you can see my losing days are much smaller than my winning days. And it's because I'm going by that strategy. I'm trading micros. And on days where I lose, if I lose on the micros, I'm down, $100 or so or whatever it is. And it's not a ton, right? But the days I'm making money are days where I build up a cushion and then swing a little bit harder. And I think this strategy works great. It works great. And not just in funded account programs, but in your regular trading as well. This is how you add more risk on the day. A lot of people, what they do is they start to lose money and then they take larger size and they just kind of scale up on losing days because they're frustrated. They're trying to revenge trade. They're trying to make back their losses. And that just ends up destroying their account. The days you should scale up your size are days when you're already up enough to where if you lose on your scale up, you're back to square one. You're back to break even. It's not the end of the world, right? You're not putting in these huge drawdown days in your account and just destroying it. And so that's a really important lesson I think people need to understand about this is you need to be disciplined enough to do stuff like that. Because if not, you're going to be frustrated every time you lose. And losing days are inevitable. They're going to happen. It's nothing you can do. You're going to lose in trading. Any type of trading, you're going to lose. And so if you can't say, hey, this isn't working, I'm just going to stop trading, then you're bound to fail in all aspects of trading, investing, day trading, swing trading, whatever you try to do. So Jerome Powell speaks today on what's called the evolving landscape for U.S. businesses. So it's transitioning to a post-pandemic economy. Fed listens is what the speech is. So it's called Fed listens. It's today at 2 p.m. And we're going to cover it as we always do these big conferences. And we'll see what he says. Hopefully he says some good stuff. I'm not the most confident in that, but, it's possible he does. All right, guys. So market tried to bounce at that 369.50 level. Trying to bounce. Hopefully it does. A few years. Hey, we tend to do that. Yes, triple. Yes, it does. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's roughly what I do this. We cover all the big Powell speeches, though. What's up, Wood? Tesla 280 easily. Will it go lower? I'm not sure. It's down to 281s right now. Big drops over the last day or so. Market's starting to pull back some. At very least, we're consolidating the last couple minutes here. So hopefully we get some good action. What made you decide this is what you wanted to do? Well, I've always been a strategy person. Like, I'm a big poker player. And again, people are going to hear that and go back to what I said earlier, which is that I'm not a gambler. And I'm really not. Poker is different. Poker is very similar to trading. A lot of correlations to trading. I'll put it this way. We went to Harris Casino the last time we were in New Orleans because Carol wanted to go. And I kind of wanted to go. We were out a friend's wedding. So, so I sit down at the poker table and I immediately just get a string of good luck, right? So I get like quad aces. I get full houses. I just kind of flop the world as soon as I sit down. Everybody hated me, because I never really played in person before. So I had to kind of ask some questions. And so it might have seemed like I was a fish in the beginning. But then very quickly people realized, like, number one, I just got really lucky. But anyway, so I end up making like $300 or $400 very fast. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. Like, let's go. So I'm like, okay. And I leave. I sit down for 20 minutes, get those hands, and then just kind of say, okay, well, the buy-in was like $100. And so I've 4x'd my buy-in already. And so I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to leave the casino now, And so I literally go and I cash out. And Carol's like, hey, I want to go play Baccarat. And I don't even know how to play Baccarat. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really want to spend my money. But Carol's kind of pushing for it. And so we go play Baccarat. I think she was with her sister at the time. And so we kind of go play Baccarat. And of course, we end up losing all the money I made. But if it was up to me, I would have walked away. I would have gone home, and sat on my winnings. And so in that regard, I don't like gambling. I think poker's the only game in the casino where you actually have an edge if you're good. Everything else, you don't have an edge. Everything else is you're going to lose money long term. Slots especially. Slots are suckers. Like, the slots have such a low win rate that, it's just very rare that anybody is going to, win long term at slots. And so in that regard, trading is very similar to poker. You're betting on probabilities. You're betting on odds. Like in poker, you have pot odds, right? So sometimes you can have the worst cards. Like you can have 2-7 offsuit. But if you're in a game of 6 and all 6 have called and it's a small call and you're getting great pot odds to call, you got to bet $5 more to potentially win 100 or something like that. That's good risk reward. And so even though you got a bad hand, sometimes the risk reward in those situations is justifiable to call, right? And so in that regard, it's very similar to trading, where you're betting it on probabilities, you're betting it on long-term EV plus EV, which is expected value, which is just your odds, right? So long-term, if I make this call, is it a winning move long-term in poker? Very similar to trading, very similar. And so originally I was a poker player. I played poker. And I watched the movie The Big Short, and I realized how much money you can make in trading. And so I started to learn. But I've always been like a checkers player, a strategy person, And I think those are people who are going to be the best suited for stuff like this, for poker as well. I think if you're like a strategy player, maybe a card player or some type, or chess player, checkers player, I think those are the people who tend to understand this type of stuff the best and perform the best long term. Market pulling back some though, guys. Market at 369s. We did get Canadian retail sales. They came in at minus 3.1%. There essentially was affecting the market. Retail sales month over month came in at minus 2.5%. And so retail sales are down in Canada, down 3.1% minus versus they expected minus 1.2%. Retail sales month over month for July came in at minus 2.5 versus minus 2% expected. So worse than expected retail sales in Canada. And so worse than expectors numbers there. And again, you can see since that we've essentially dropped pretty, a decent amount since those numbers were out. So hopefully we get some rebounds here though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that is, Chris, to be honest. Level out. You should never play 2-7 offsuit. I disagree, bro. I disagree. Say you limp in. Say you limp in, or say you're the big blind and you have to call like $5 to win 100. I think in that regard, it's worth it to make the $5 call to win potentially $100. I think in that situation, the risk reward is just much higher. Yeah, maybe not 2-7 suited. Okay, there's a better example. Yeah, we ended up losing everything. I was so mad at Carol after that. I was like, bro, why are we doing this? Hey, good luck, Walter. Yeah, I'm not trying to be exact, Carbon. I'm not claiming to be an expert trader or anything like that. Like, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I don't want that type of pressure, man. Pressure kills profit. I'm not trying to be one of those gurus that are trying to sell a sleazy service and claiming to be an expert or a guru and selling people a course for thousands on publicly available content. Again, pressure kills your profit, right? The more pressure you have on you, the harder it's going to be to make money, because the more you're going to feel the need to risk your account. And I don't think that's a healthy long-term mentality to have. And so if I'm out here putting everything out there, again, I'm giving people free information. But I'm also not going to be divulging all these different aspects of my trading in my account, because I don't think that's profitable to do so. I think there's too much pressure that comes with that. If I try to claim to be an expert and I sell some course and then I lose 5 days in a row, people are going to be like, hey man, what the heck? Like, you're supposed to be an expert. And I would just rather not have that type of pressure. I'd rather just say, hey, look, I'm not an expert, not an investment professional, and we just have a resource and community here for traders, and I can actually try to do my own trading well. All right, guys, market's trying to bounce a little bit short term. Hopefully it holds, guys. Again, Powell does do a speech today. I think it's going to impact markets to a certain extent. I don't know how much, but I do think it's going to impact them to a certain extent, just because I think that he's talking about the economy, and I think people are going to be watching that closely and watching the stock market closely. How's Neo doing right now in this time of big bear action here? Neo down to 1780s. Again, everything down. Let's see if we bounce some today, guys. The opening bell is going to be the most important part. Disney still down to 100. Apple down still. Tesla down. Twitter's doing okay, you know, surprisingly enough. Twitter's still doing all right. Yeah, we're gonna go live during the speech. Yeah, 100%. Everybody loses. Wait, where's my family? Hold on, guys. Hey guys, hold on 1 second. I'm giving a pep talk to my son right now. Hold on 1 second. All right, guys. SPY at 369s. We have Tesla at 281.80s. Here's the Q, which is a little bit more tech heavy. But yeah, hold on 1 second, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, so market's starting to bounce back up a little bit. It's at 369.30s here. We have this low now that's been formed at right around 369. Tesla bouncing back up, Q bouncing back up a little bit. So we'll see if this market activity continues. Hopefully it does. Let me know if you guys think it will. Hopefully. All right, sorry guys, I had to give my son a pep talk essentially. So yeah, we'll see what we get, guys. Here's the markets today. Again, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys buying up stuff? I guess is the question here. I think that's the most interesting question today. Or is anybody buying up stuff today? Again, I bought up Disney. We're in Disney at the 102s level. We're in Snapchat with 15 small shares at 10s. So we bounce back or do we drop today, guys? Again, let me know what you think. Q popping back up a little bit. Again, hopefully we hold here. The opening bell is going to be fun, though. The opening bell is going to be interesting. Hopefully we get some good movement and good action, though. Also, y'all do me a favor. Give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. It's at Beginner Trades, twitter.com/@Beginner Trades. There's the link right there. Always buy things for 10 minutes. Yeah. Well, no, I buy my swing trades longer, man. Like we add to our swing trades longer. So again, we're in Disney at the 102s. But like if you look at my Disney trades, like we hold these like a couple days at least usually. I mean, if it goes immediately in my direction, which a lot of the time it does, then we hold it for a little bit longer. That's the only reason I take profit fast in that way is because it just goes immediately in my direction. And so we're gonna exit some of that risk if it does. Hey, nice, Walter. Hey, good luck, brother. I'm buying like a degenerate. So hey, me too, man. All right, guys. So we're starting to rebound a little bit. We're at 369.20s here. Tesla up to 282s. Yeah, I mean, I most of the time just trade index futures. So I trade like the E-mini, micro E-mini. Market breaking lows here, guys. So market just broke lows of the day down to 386 or 368.80s here. 368.80s here. Breaking lows, guys. Let's see if it continues. Again, market starting to break down. Yeah. Again, we do have some data dropping here. We got about 40 minutes until the market opens, team. 40 minutes. All right, guys. Market testing lows, bouncing right at the bottom. It's at 368s here. Again, Powell speaks today again at 2 p.m. Y'all be ready. Let's see if the market can get bounced back here. I think over 370s is great for the market. Again, the yearly low here, team, this is an important level, is 362.12s. So this level down here, 362.12s, is the yearly low. If you want to see how close we are to that, it's right here. It's right here. It's 362.12s right here. We're going to make this, let's go ahead and make it pink. Here we go. So yeah, we have the yearly low right here. The yearly low down here around 362s. Hopefully the market bounces, team. Hopefully the market bounces. But again, we really don't know. We're at 368.90s right now. You can see the market right here testing that level. Now, that's going to influence all the major stocks, all the big stocks here. And so, again, time will tell, but hopefully we get some good action. All right, so GM Buick unit announces it started the sales of its new Invista compact SUV in China. So here's GM, down big on the day, just like everything else. But market's starting to test lows, and again, hopefully we hold here, team. Apple broke 150s. So yeah, Apple breaking under 150s, not good, of course. Oh, typed in 150. There's Apple. So yeah, Apple down to 149.90s here, under 150. Again, is this cheap right now? Are you trading the December contract? What do you mean, Harry? What contract? Futures, equities? I'm assuming you're meaning futures, but you could be talking about options as well. Yeah, VWAP is the volume weighted average price. Premiums at the open will be high, yeah. All right, bounce it back up a little bit. Again, SPY tested the lows of the day, broke it for a split second, starting to bounce back up. You can see Apple back over 150s here. Again, Disney's testing $100 now, so Disney might break over 100, under 100. And if it does, I'll probably add more, to be honest. I'll probably add more. We'll see, though, but that's probably what we're going to do. I'm looking to switch my accountant, guys. Any recommendations on online accountants? It's not. I don't need a bookkeeper. I keep my own books, but in terms of accounting, I don't want a book counting. I just want a CPA. All right, guys. Market's starting to bounce a little bit. QuickBooks. Basically, Powell told us, yeah, I mean, inflation is bad, though, right? So if he doesn't aggressively raise rates, then people are going to fear inflation long term. Again, it's a balancing act. It's a tough job, and it's not just Powell. Everybody makes him the poster boy of everything going wrong. But again, it's not just him, it's everybody. Or it's a lot, it's multiple people. I mean, and so in that regard, like I don't envy Powell. I think it's a hard job. And I think that he has to raise rates aggressively in order to combat inflation. He told people what they were going to do, and then they did. And everybody's mad the market's dropping. But again, it's a balancing act. This is what's going to happen. This is normal, right? They're raising rates in order to discourage spending. And it's going to cause short-term pain, but long-term it's going to combat inflation. At least that's the goal. All right, guys. Market trying to bounce up at 369.21s. Apple at 150s here. So hopefully we hold this bounce. All right, so the UK's National Institute of Economic and Social Research forecasts the UK budget deficit to rise almost 8% of the GDP in 22 and 23 after the UK Chancellor's mini budget. Yeah, but this is just short term, Billy, as inflation gets bad. Yeah, Brainerd's speaking today. Do you worry about the wash sale rule when you get in and out of trades? No, not really. Most of the time, it doesn't matter because, again, the wash sale rule essentially protects, doesn't, basically means you can't write off only your, you can't write off write off losses that you're actually green on, right? So if I lose $1,000 trading the SPY, right, and then I make $2,000 trading the SPY, I can't write off only the $1,000 in losses whenever I'm actually green on the SPY, if that makes sense, right? And so that's what the wash sale rule says. It says, hey, you can't claim to lose $1,000 on the SPY and then trade it again. So essentially, anything that you trade, they look at the net result, whether you're up or down, is essentially what the wash sale rule is. Yeah, the only way to combat inflation is to raise rates aggressively, which is going to cause short-term pain, and it's nobody's fault. It's just kind of what's going on right now. Um, we can blame Powell, and I get it, but in the end, it's one of those things where. All right, guys, market's starting to correct back down, so I'm SPY down to 369s here. We got less than 30 minutes before the market opens. Less than 30, team. CEI has been heavily sensationalized. Most just kind of a scammy thing at this point in time, man, in my opinion, for CEI. I had somebody tell me CEI back when it was at $3 or $4. I made money from CEI, or maybe it was SNDL. But back when CEI was at like $3 or $4, I told people it wasn't going to hold. I told people it was going to end up coming back down. I had a guy say he was going to come back in 30 days and tell me he told me so and laugh at me when CEI was $10. And then I never saw him again when CEI has dropped from 480s at the beginning of the year down to 20 cents where it's at now. It just is what it is. Just heavy. Like most of these penny stocks are just terrible companies that inevitably fail. And you got to look at them for what they are, unfortunately, Again, market's consolidating round lows, though. It is around lows. All right, guys, market bouncing back up a little bit. Apple at 150s, and you can see the SPY rip up as well here. Hopefully they hold, man. I want to see the market rebound, but of course, I have no idea if they will. Again, the UK's National Institute of Economic and Social Research forecasts the UK's budget deficit to rise almost 8% in GDP in 2023 and 2022 after the UK Chancellor's mini budget. He sees more aggressive BOE rates. Bank of England is what BOE stands for, rate hikes. And again, we did have the CPI drop for them. Market's starting to pop back up a little bit here, it seems. So market's starting to bounce back up some. And yeah, we'll see if we get something interesting today. What bank is this here? So I see some other banks dropping some stuff. Hold on, let me see. So today is the 23rd. All right, guys, market popping up a little bit. Look at the market bounce here. SPY up to 369s. Apple up to 150 plus. Tesla testing the VWAP up there. You see it all the time, 100%. All right, guys, market's starting to rise here. Let me see what's going on. I mean, I know 9 a.m. just hit, but the market's starting to rebound heavily here. So let's see what's going on. All right, so here's something that was positively said a couple minutes ago. So the Russian ambassador to the U.S. says that despite all difficulties, they want to believe that Moscow and Washington are not on the verge of conflict. Yeah, so Fed is going to speak and host the Fed Listens titled Transitioning to the Post-Pandemic Economy at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today. And again, we are going to stream this. It starts at 2 p.m. So hopefully they say some favorable things. Market's starting to rebound nicely here today. I wonder why. I don't see much news. Yeah, I'm looking at a few different places to see about news. I don't see anything big right now. Any justification for this big bounce, but checking other places too. Let's see if we can find some other places to look. But yeah, market's starting to bounce back. Pulling back to the VWAP right now. Let's see if this actually holds. But yeah, I don't see any big news on the SPY or market itself. If you guys know any news that's coming out influencing this, let me know. Is this leverage trading? Yeah, I'm trading leverage. I got about 4 to 1, about 120K in BP. Yeah, I mean, he made most of his money, Wood, from front loading into promo emails like him and Tim Grattani. But now that that's over, you know, again, the big thing to understand is that trading changes so much over a 10-year period, right? So the ways people make money 10 years ago is not the same people are making money now, especially in day trading, right? So selling a course based off of money you made 10 or 15 years ago is not going to be a reasonable course to buy. You know what I mean? It's not the same right now. It's completely different. The nuance of trading is completely different today than it was 10 or 15 years ago. It's not the same. And so even if somebody made a lot of money in the early 2000s or the late 2010s or early 2010s or the late 2000s, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to know how to make money today. And a lot of them don't. And so you see a lot of people that made a bunch of money, essentially front loading emails and newsletters from penny stock promoters, people that made a bunch of money doing that 15 years ago. Them trying to sell you a course on how to succeed today is usually not the right move. It's usually not something that they're going to know how to do. And so in the end, they're just predatory a lot of the time right now. Market's starting to rebound though. Let's see if we hold the VWAP here. Tesla over VWAP, Apple up to 150s, 151s. Yeah, the dollar's been ripping up today. I'm looking at the dollar. I watch it constantly. Here's the dollar right here on the right chart. Luckily, it's starting to fall back down some, which is what we want. We want to see the dollar fall here. Hopefully, it continues. I mean, you could buy for however much you want. I mean, you don't need anything to open an account point. This is Thinkorswim TD Ameritrade. This is TD Ameritrade, so you don't need any specific amounts, but you know, it's purely up to you and how much money you need. But yeah. All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes. Yeah, but that's just a marketing tactic, Tiny. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, hey, look how nice I am, so I must be making a lot of money because I'm donating it to charity. Like, when you do sleazy things, you're going to have to try to find some other things to offset that sleaziness, right? And, like, that's all he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, he's just offsetting. He's trying to make himself sound good so people buy his course. But the course is publicly available content. Like, it's publicly available content you can find on YouTube for free. And the marketing is sensationalist and predatory. You know, market's starting to rebound though at 370 50s. Tesla at 383 or 283 30s. Dollar dropping down, which is all good things. These are all good things. This is what we want. Hopefully it continues, but we'll see. Right. Um, it's kind of like somebody tipping somebody big and then taking a picture of it and posting it on social media. It's like if they did that out of the kindness of their heart, they wouldn't brag about it everywhere, right? The only reason they're doing it is so that they can flash how great of a person and self-righteousness on social media. Like, look at me, I tipped this person so well. It's like, okay, everybody give them a cookie, like, get out of here. Like, nobody that actually is doing that stuff out of the kindness of their heart would be on social media bragging about it. All right, guys, SPY up to 370s. DXY at 112s, like even me, right? Again, and I'm honest with you guys because I'll tell you this: I'm doing this to make money. I'm out here, I'm giving you guys free stock market information, but I'm 100% doing it to make money. Do I want to help people? Sure, but would I do this if I didn't make money from it? No. And that's me being honest, and that should be understandable. I'm spending hours here every day, and of course I'm doing this to make money. Anybody on YouTube is, and that's fine. That's understandable. I'm giving people free information. I'm telling people the truth, and I'm giving people free information, and so I'm trying to protect people as I do it. But I'm certainly in this to make money. I mean, anybody is, and that's an understandable thing. And so I'm not against courses. You can sell a course, do your thing, but just don't sensationalize it. Don't make people think it's easier than it is, and then when they lose, you're putting their life in shambles. You know what I mean? Like, instead, be real with people if you're going to sell some stuff, because if you really know what you're talking about, it's okay to be honest with people, and people will appreciate that. All right, guys. So let's see if the market holds. Dollar break it down to 112s. Again, let's see if we continue. Yeah. Sava Prince. Yeah, Sava went crazy here. Hopefully we see the dollar just continue to dip and fall. Here's Sava right here. So Sava down to 40.4s. So Sava just a big drop. What happened here with Sava? Why is this? Somebody just unloaded some size then on SAVA here. Let's see if we see any catalyst show up. All right, so Cassava Sciences says that the company has not received any, quote, termination letter from any government agency. And so the company said they received no termination letter or the like from any agency regarding any confidential request for corporate info or documents. The company is unable to establish the legitimacy of communications circulating on mass media or elsewhere purportedly sent from one such government agency following a request for public access to private records made from under the Freedom of Info Act. Company expressly disclaims any obligation to respond to any reports or rumors related to the topic of FOIA, end quote. And this was all from TOS, Thinkorswim. So yeah, I've been buying stuff, George. Right. Those giving for the out of kindness of their heart don't flex on social media about it. And so in the end, it's just a way to make themselves look legitimate and credible. And people that know can see it for what it is. But people that don't, like, I think you got a certain percentage of people that just kind of want to pay a mentor. They just want to pay them. They feel better about it, whatever. Certain amount of people think that just because something is costs more, that it retains that type of value. And most of the time it doesn't. So it's a subjective thing. If you guys want to do it, but I'm not. We're on the internet. I'm not saying you could find half this stuff out there for free somewhere on Google by just kind of searching for it instead of paying thousands of dollars for it. I would never recommend that ever, guys. Of course, never recommend that. But you might be able to. Market bouncing back up a little bit. Sava at 40s. So again, big drop. Some type of company filing. Tesla moving back up to 284s essentially. SPY holding 370, back over 370. I think that's a good short-term sign. Hopefully it holds these gains. But we never know if it will. We got about 17 minutes until the market opens, guys. About 17 minutes. All right, guys, Sava bouncing back. Look at Tesla rise here. I think Tesla's leading the pack, unless there's another stock leading the pack better than this here. But look at Tesla rip here, team. So starting to move back up. Aapl popped up big too, but I think Tesla's leading the pack here. Tesla looks to be a little bit more of an angled chart right now. So hopefully we get some big movement here. Tesla popping back up. Sava down huge. All right, so the Polish central bank said that Poland could hike rates by another 200 to 400 basis points, according to the Polish press. SPY rip it up, though. Look at it's at 370s here. Hopefully it holds. Hey, what's up, Teddy? What's up, Teddy? AVCT. I don't know, man. It's a penny stock. You know me, bro. I'm just hesitant and skeptical of most pennies. Good luck, though. I hope you're right. Maybe I'll make some money for you guys. All right, guys. So, again, market rebounding some here. Our Disney trade's doing a little bit better now. Again, let's see if we get some rebounds in the market today, guys. Hopefully we do. All right, guys, market pulling back. Let's see if the SPY can hold this 370.50 level here. I hope we can. Hey, what's up? What's up, Miguel? What's up, dude? I get it. Yeah, for sure. All good, brother. Hey, good to see you back here, man. It's been fun, Teddy. Hey, listen, bro, you should join us for some of these big economic streams, man. We've been getting some fun viewers. FOMC, we had thousands of people here. Last CPI report, we had like 4,500 people here, bro. It's been fun. We've been covering all the big ones. Big earnings coming out sometime in the next few days as well. We do have big earnings next week. So if you look at Earnings Whisper, we got some big earnings next week that we're going to be covering here specifically. We have we got BB next Tuesday, Wednesday. We have nothing actually really big Wednesday. Thursday, though, we've got Bed Bath & Beyond, Rite Aid. We've got MU, Nike. And then even Friday here, we got Baker Hughes. The next Monday, the 3rd of October, nothing really. Let's look at Tuesday. Hopefully the market keeps bouncing here. The big earnings don't actually start. Kind of looking to see when the next big earnings. The big earnings don't really start until the early part of October, or until like mid-October, it looks like. All right, guys, market popping up a little bit up to 370.70s here. We got Pepsi Wednesday on the 12th, so we got a couple weeks until then. So, yeah, we still don't really have any big earnings come out until like mid-October, really. Walgreens. So we got some earnings dropping. Game. We got Monday. All right, so guys, market's trying to bounce back. Tesla popped all the way back up to 284s. We do have Sava still down at 41s. Schwab. Yeah, we don't really have any big earnings still until mid-October. Yeah, mid-October is when the big ones, so in about a month from now. SPY at 370s here. We got Tesla at 283.40s. We got Sava up at 41s. Hey, what's up, Keenan? All right, guys. So we're going to get ready for day 3 of the Top Step Combine. Again, these are our results so far. Here, team, these are our results so far in the Top Step Combine. Pretty solid results. Again, this is this month. Yesterday, we made money. So not a bad day. We made a little bit over 300 yesterday. So solid day yesterday. We're going to try to rinse and repeat that. Nothing yet today. Here is the last week of trading. Here is this month of trading. So we're doing pretty good. Doing good, about $1,200 gross in profit, about $900 net. Yeah, we're going to see if we can keep this up. We're going to see if we keep this up here, guys. So we're getting ready to start this. Wish me luck today. Hopefully we do some good stuff. Again, as we have been, we've been putting the micro up here. We've been trading the micro first. So we're trading the micro first. Okay, so we're trading that first. And then once we build up a cushion in the micros, then we're going to scale up to the macros. That's the plan. That is the goal. We are ready here. Again, I don't know if I like this VWAP here. I'm using a 12-hour chart. I think I'm just going to use the daily one. I think we looked at this yesterday, where the best VWAP we had that's similar enough to the SPY's VWAP was... it's definitely not this one. It was, let's see, VWAP. I think it was based off of the high here. Still not quite right. Okay, that didn't work. We got period days, 1 day. All right, well, really the SPY is technically over the VWAP right now, so we got to figure out if we can get this to work here. Let's try to maybe a week-long VWAP. Let's see. No, that's way too high. So I think we need to shorten the time frame here. Hours. Maybe give it a 6-hour time frame, see if that works. Wait, that looks about right. Okay, that looks about right. All right, guys, so we're going to use this VWAP here. And again, this is going to be day 7 or 8 of this challenge here. 7 or 8. We're starting to get some nice rebounds in stocks. Again, this is essentially the SPY here. You can see we're back over VWAP. We're starting to bounce now. And hopefully we hold these levels. Hopefully we hold these levels here. Looking a little bit more bullish. And again, we're going to attack this. We did buy Snapchat. We bought Disney over the past couple of days. Hopefully these treat us right. And yeah, wish me luck, guys. Again, we are in the Top Step Combine. So basically what they do is they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between 50 up to 150K with a 90% split. I am in the 150K Combine. My goal is to hit 9K in profit without losing over $4,500 total, or I think $3,000 on any specific day. There's also the 50K Combine. It's only $130 something a month. If you use my link, you get 20% off. You can check out the link right here. They are a sponsor of our video. And so just understand that they are a sponsor of our video. Great way to help support the channel, though, and check them out. And I think it's a great way. There's no PDT rule in futures. So it gets you around the PDT rule. You can day trade short. Even if you don't get funded, and it's difficult to get funded, it's going to make you a better trader. Again, if you see my progress so far, I've been kind of showing people my progress on Top Step. Market is ripping up beautifully here. Look at this bounce. Here's my progress so far. So we are up about $900. This is my old account. I don't know why that one keeps opening up. Let me see if I can remove this or delete this from. Yeah, there we go. So here's my account so far. We up about $900. Our best day was about $400. Our worst day was $190. You can see my profit graph. First day we made $212. Next day we lost $67. Next day we made $380. Next day we made $296. Next day we lost $190. Yesterday we made about $290 or $263 gross, or $263 net. And so these are our net profits. We're winning almost every day. We've done 6 days so far, about 67% accuracy, but our days are smaller. Our losing days are smaller than our winning days. And again, my goal is to hit 9K in profit. We're going to try to get close to that today. We are building up a cushion. Once I hit about $1,000 in profit, I'm going to scale up my size a little bit more. But yeah, we'll see what we get, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let's keep growing. We are going to be streaming the Jerome Powell conference today. So you can stick around here and watch that if you want to. We cover all the major economic releases right here for free. We don't charge a penny for any of our content. And so hit the sub button, hit the like button. We appreciate you guys. And again, let me know if y'all are green or red on the week, guys. Green or red on the week. Let me know. All right, we also got a poll on Twitter about green or red on the week here. Green or red on the week. Hey, good luck, dude. All right, guys, market pulling back a little bit. Let's see if we hold. Let's see if we hold, guys. This is why I switch to futures. Yeah, there's no PDT roll in futures. I just said I was in the combine, Billy. You know what it is, man. Come on now. I mean, we're actually trading our real account. You guys know me. We trade a 30,000, 120K buying power account, as we do, you know. And so it's not like we're just out here paper trading, you know. We're obviously trying to get funded in the combine, which is what we've been saying multiple times here. So. I took small profit, making my realized P&L green, still holding losers. Yeah, there's no PDT in the S&P E-mini. That's right. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade short. That's why I think the top step combine makes sense, because it gets you around the PDT rule, gives you some pressure to succeed, but not the full extent of, real account. So it's like you got some pressure to succeed, not like a complete paper trading with no pressure, which is just kind of throwing money at a wall. And so you got some pressure to succeed, but not the full extent, you know. Oh, all good, Billy. No worries, man. The link is pinned to the top of the page. If you want the link, check out the description. It should be in there. If it's not, my bad. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, so now it should be there. So check it out now. The description. You can also see it pinned to the top of the chat. Yeah, it's right here. So if you want to see it, this is the top step link right here. You know, so here is the link right here. You see this blue link? Click that, and it'll give you the link to Top Step. Yeah, it's one of those things where people are so used to following like gurus, where it's like, if I'm like, hey, I'm not an expert, I don't want that type of pressure. Again, I mean, here's me on the Top Step Combine, and so it's like you can obviously tell like I'm not like a rookie trader. Like this is my actual profit graph pulled from the Top Step Combine, you know, from this month. So it's obvious, it's clear that I'm not like a rookie here. But I don't want to be an expert guru guy. Like I'm just out here giving free stock market advice and information. Not advice. I'm just giving free stock market information. But I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not showing you guys all my trades. That's too much nonsense for me. It's too much pressure. I would rather just trade how I want to trade with, you know, and not claim to be some super good expert trader, and just let people, you know, make their own judgment here. And, you know, good luck. I hope you guys make money. But yeah, I'm not going to show you every one of my positions. I'm not going to show you, you know, anything like that. I am just going to talk about what I'm doing, and, you know, have no idea what the market will do. No idea what any stock will do. I might be wildly wrong and have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'd rather just create a free resource and community that gives people free stock market info without out here sleazing it, you know. All right, guys, market's opening up in about a minute here, about 1 minute. Everything's starting to rebound short term here. Hopefully this holds, but if not, we'll short the market as well at the open. Yeah, it depends on how used to trading futures you are, Billy. I think, brother. You know, it depends on how used to futures. Um, and so that's what it depends on, right? So again, trade micros first is what I recommend. Like micros will teach you a little bit because micros are very small size trades. Like I start off trading micros and I build a cushion, and then once I build up that cushion, I take larger swings. And you can see that's exactly what I do here. Like look at this very early part. Market opens up in about 15 seconds. I build up a cushion, and then I take a swing. And so you see I go right back to break even, but it's still break even. So even when I lose, I'm right back to square one and I start over. And then I build up a cushion, and then eventually it sticks, and you can see like my account grow from there, right? Like that's what I'm doing. But you should be trading small until you build up a cushion first. That's, you know, the best way. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. Good luck. There's the open. So again, market's open right now, starting off at 370 on the SPY. Disney popping up a little bit, which is nice. Again, we did start averaging into Disney here. All right, guys, hopefully the market gets a bounce right now. We'll see. All right, guys, market dipping here, testing VWAP right now. All right, guys, we're going to give it, usually we have to at least wait 3 or 4 minutes before we get any type of like readable trend in the market here. The first few candles is just risk. And so we're going to wait and try to get a readable trend in the market. Getting a down wick here. Hopefully we get some bounces. Disney started to bounce a little bit today, which is nice. All right, market's starting to push back down. Testing VWAP right now, starting to break down underneath it. Bouncing back again. Again, sideways activity right now. Disney's bouncing back really nicely here. I hope the market rebounds big. I think a lot of stuff is oversold. And so I'm hoping we bounce back big today. And leading into this JP speech, I hope we just continue to make big upward movement. All right, AVC is at 35s. All right, guys, market starts to break lows here and starts to break under the VWAP. We might start to short it. But again, very sideways open. Not really much going on right now. We gotta just chill and wait to see if we hold VWAP right now, which is what we're testing. All right, guys, so there's the breakdown here. Like I said, we might start to short a little bit into this if we get a bounce here. We're going to short into the small pop. See if we flush back down here. Might add one more contract to this. We didn't really get a chance to. About break even here. Again, didn't really get a chance to add to this, so we're just going to kind of hang out right now. Consolidating right at this low level on the SPY at like 369.50s or so. We'll add a little bit more to this here. Take 2 contracts now. Probably going to end up cutting this soon, depending on if it rejects at VWAP here. we start to get a red to green trend, then we're going to cut it and wait for that. Because I think there is more pressure on the upside than downside today. Again, kind of a break-even trade so far. Yeah, we're going to cut that. We might actually reject the VWAP here, but we just lost 25 bucks. Very small. But I think for now, I just got to wait because I think we're too close to the opening bell and the trend's too choppy as we speak. Snapchat's looking okay. Disney's starting to bounce back too. So we're gonna take our hands off of this and see if we start to get some red to green action here. All right, guys, big rejection at VWAP here. All right, guys, market's moving all the way back down. So the short would have continued to work here, but we just rejected at VWAP, and now we're breaking down. But it's still a tight range. It's too tight for me to really want to trade this yet. So we're just going to sit back. All right, guys. Market started to test lows, looking weak now, though. So it looks like we're going to break lows. I might take a longer-term short position here. All right, so there we go. We're going to take one longer-term short position here with just one contract. If we bounce back big, then, again, it's just going to kind of say, hey, okay, time to cut it. It is Friday, guys. So again, we are going to have an added degree of risk today in terms of choppy action. All right, breaking back down, about break even on this trade now. And again, I'm going to do this considering the fact that we might start breaking lows here. All right, slightly green now. There we go. Catching the breakdown. All right, so we just made back all of our money here. We're testing lows of the day, so we might bounce here. If we do, we'll short into it. So got ourselves back to green on the day slightly. Again, we're trading one contract of the micro, so just a very small positions right now into this movement. All right, so this is right around the low of the day. This is the most accurate VWAP relative to the SPY here. You can see it actually moved right off of this. So the 6-hour VWAP on this and futures trading the micro and macro is the closest I've seen to the actual SPY VWAP. It's the 6-hour one here. All right, so I'm going to short this and anticipating that we might start breaking lows. All right, so we have two contracts here. We're anticipating that we might break lows of the day. So we'll see if we flush down and start to break lows. And if we do, maybe we'll get a big brash knee-jerk reaction on the downside. About break even so far on the day. Nothing too crazy. We're moving down to test the lows of the day now. Here we go. Completely break even on this trade as we speak. Right at these lows of the day levels now. Looks like we're going to break them. Continuing to push down and test. If we can get ourselves to like 15 or so in profit where we can take some profit, we'd like that. But We might actually add some more if we bounce too. I think you kind of have a vacuum towards these lows sometimes that kind of pulls it down. And it's heading down there now. There we go. Starting to tap. There we go. All right, we just took half off here. Riding the rest down. One contract left. Still haven't broken the lows technically yet, so we still probably will have that kind of type of vacuum-like move, which is what we're seeing. Here's the low down here in futures. Again, we might short into this little pop with another contract here. Here's the actually low level to watch. And again, we're getting some rebound here. We might add a little bit more. There we go. 3 contracts now. See if we start to move back down and break the low of the day. Big upwick on the move as well. Let's see if we can break it. Seems to be pulling us down now. Pressure coming in for sure. Now we start to move up. We'll have to just cut this. See if we flush down on this next candle. Maybe we should have waited to short into this pop, but that's okay. We're right back to where we're about break even here. Again, a lot of the time these lows of the day have kind of this vacuum-like pull. About break even on this position. There we go. All right, took most of it off, holding 1 contract now. Gonna let this really break and test the lows again if we can. Might add into this. I see the weakness coming in. We're gonna add a little bit more here. 2 contracts now, since we're already up. Take a larger risk into the cushion we have. See if we get that pull back down to break this low, which we're consolidating around now. Here we go, starting to test it again. Yeah, we just got 2 contracts here, very small positions. Consolidation right now, so choppy consolidation is what we're seeing, but we're right around the low of the day here, so maybe if we hold this, we'll just cut this and get out if it takes too long here. Yeah, so we're going to cut that. We're down about 10 or 15 bucks, so very small amounts of risk here. So we're just going to chill and wait and let something stabilize and play out. If we start testing lows again, maybe. But today we are down about 40 bucks. So not the end of the world. Very small position so far. We start to put in some upwicks. We'll short this again, which we might right here. 2 contracts. All right, here's a breakdown to test it again. Moving down again, looking weak. Not quite enough for me to want to take profit yet. There we go. Well, we just took half off, letting the rest ride down here. Kind of a break-even day. There's the flush. Let's see if we can hit the lows now, which it looks like we're going to. We'll hold this 1 contract a little bit longer than normal. There we go. There's the breakdown. There we go. All right. And so again, we are slightly green on the day now. You can see oh so slightly green. And we're immediately going to short into this pop with multiple contracts here and see if we get a quick flush back down. Try to ride this bearish momentum here. Three contracts now. See if we can get a contraction back down to the lows here. We got some weakness. We're bouncing into the pop afterward. We're shorting into the pop afterwards. We want to see if we can track all the way back down to that low level. The new low are 368.40s. So we can take some added risk here and again, see if we can track all the way back down to these levels. There we go, just like this. Took it off. One contract left. Out. All right, guys, so we are now up about 40 on the day here. Again, same exact strategy. Starting to build up a cushion. Again, we get up to 100, we'll increase size. Trying to play it slow and safe right now, though, as we do this. All right, getting another quick rebound here. I'll take one contract short just because of the volatility that we're having over the last couple seconds. See if we pivot back to the downside like we think we could. Doji candle right now, so indecision. Again, choppy downward trend is what we're getting right now. A choppy downward trend. All right, we did have PMI just drop here. We did have global PMI just drop. 5180 versus 5110 expected. We might have to cut this position in case of volatility from this. I forgot this was getting released just now. So we do have global PMI out right now, team. Again, we're sitting in one contract, so break even here now. But yeah, global PMI came in. We'll report it to the chat. 5180 versus 5110 expected for global manufacturing PMI flash. Global composite flash PMI came in at 49.3. Global services PMI came in at 49.2 versus 45 expected. Trying to be patient here. We'll put all this data in the chat right now. All right, there's the numbers in chat. We're going to go back to our trade here. All right, we're testing VWAP here. We're going to cut it and get out. Again, kind of a break-even day so far. Choppy action. Market's starting to rebound a little bit. All right, guys, we're starting to reject here. All right, guys, getting a rejection now. All right, so PMI numbers, guys. I see a few people asking this. This is related to manufacturing. Higher PMI is better. It means expansion. PMI. PMI is Purchasing Managers Index, but higher is better. So coming in a little bit higher than expected, which is good for global manufacturing PMI flash. A little bit higher than expected for S&P Global Services PMI flash. So better than expected. We got an initial bounce there, but the market's starting to pivot right back down and test lows. All right, we're going to start shorting since we're still at the bottom of this range here. See if we can start testing and breaking this lows. And we're trying to build a cushion up on the day, but the market's been so choppy, it's just been difficult lately. There we go. Took half off just now. Catching that breakdown here. Just made about 30 bucks. Again, we're up about 50 on the day here. Small, but up about 50 on the day trading the micros. This is called, I'm using Top Step. You can check out the link in the description. You can also see it pinned to the top of the page right underneath the poll we did. Top Step's a funded account program, so they give you a demo if you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, and they fund you between 50 up to 150 with a 90% split if you can get funded. So they give you a demo if you can hit their targets and pass their stages, then they fund you. Legit funded account program. They've been around for over 10 years, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. You can see like their data here on funding. Where'd it go? I had it earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, you can see Top Step's data. Market breaking lows right now, though, guys. So market is breaking lows, team. But yeah, you can kind of see the data on Top Step and like what they do, and just see how legit they are. They have paid out 3.3 million, and this is withdrawals. This isn't just funding. They're not funding this much. They are paying this out in traders withdrawal. So funded traders are withdrawing. In 21, they withdrew over 3 million from Top Step. Almost 8,400 traders were funded. 97% of traders said it improved their trading. All that good stuff. And so again, you can check out more info there. We're gonna short small into this pop. We're almost to the point where we have a cushion where we can start swinging a little bit heavier. Taking more off here. See if we get a flush back down to lows. We'll go ahead and take that. So again, here is our P&L today. We are up about 75 on the day, guys, about $75 on the day. Here's our P&L profit. Again, we're going to build up a cushion and then swing a little bit once we have that cushion built. So if we get up to $100 in profit, then we will start trading the regular macros instead of the micros. Hey, what's up, SPAC? Hey, see you, Tiny. All good. Hope you guys do well. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Is the market closed Monday? What's Monday? No. Okay. All right, guys. Market breaking lows here, team. Again, we might break lows of the last year, so y'all just be safe and be careful. All right, guys. Market breaking down. Again, we're a little bit too extended on the downside now for me to take any sizable things and positions right now. Guys, popping back up a little bit in the markets here. All right, we're going to start to scale into a short again on this pop. See if we get a rejection flush here. 2 contracts again. All right, guys. Up about 90 on the day, 90 something on the day, almost up 100 here. So we're almost to the point where we're going to start scaling up a little bit larger. We're up 91.25 on the day. So we're almost up to where we can scale a little bit larger in size. Again, we stick to these strict rules for ourselves. And so I guess we can go ahead and start trading the regular E-mini. So here's the regular E-mini. All right, guys, so we're getting to the point where we might start trading a little bit larger size. We're going to stick to one contract of the regular. Okay, we need to find a high edge situation, though, and I don't think this is it. All right, one contract. Nice little rejection here, flush. Let's see if it holds. About break even now. I just made about 40. So what are we up right now? You can see we are up on the day so far about 120, oh well, 130 or so on the day. Got a nice little cushion here. Trying to think of what I want to short some more into this. Market's been really weak all day, so I don't know if I want to push too hard into this right now. Sideways range, so we're gonna wait for this range to break and then attack it when it does. Yeah, it speaks at 2 p.m. Thinking about shorting a little bit more into a bounce here. Popping back up a little bit. Short a little bit more. One contract of the micro. So we get a drop back down. Ugh, break even trade. Oh well. Oh no, we just took 2 contracts accidentally here. Half off. Stressful. What? Ah, my P&L. That sucks. I was right about that trade. Again, I tend to think we're going to move back down to test these lows here. And I don't want to miss it. So we're going to buy one contract here and see if we start to break down. We've got a cushion on the day that we could swing into. So this is our next kind of swinging trade. About break even. Starting to push down, back to green on the trade. I'm trying to hold this long enough to where we can start to see a breakdown and test of lows is what we want. Looks like we want to break down here. All right, so yeah, we just made about $90 just there. So another $200 day or so. We were up about 215, 212s right now on the day. Got a nice little cushion, so we can either swing more or we can, you know, take some smaller size with this risk. But so far, good day, green day. Starting to get that breakdown. We just took another short, 25 shares, or one contract of the micro, or the regular E-mini. So it moves back down to test these lows. Just made another $60 in profit on the day. Again, scalping this range momentum up about 280 or so. Like the range we're scalping here. Again, man, I mean, I'm really happy with my trading. Again, you can see this is my profit graph so far during this combine. This week, last 7 days, this is my profit graph here. So we're doing really well. Market's starting to test lows as we thought it might. And we've been shorting into it as it does. This is called Quant Tower. Is the platform. All right, so market broke lows. I'm not going to mess around with this downward trend anymore. We're going to sit back now and chill. Worried we might get a big rebound now. Again, I mean, I'm a scalper. This combine works really well, especially with this 150K combine account. Like I got the room I want. And again, you guys can see what I'm doing here. Like I'm building up a cushion. I traded the micros for the first 30 minutes after the bell, and I built up a cushion in the micros first to where my risk is limited. Here's my graph today. And so I built up a cushion first with limited risk. Once I got to about $100 in profit, you could see this immediately start to steep up here. So again, this is me trading the micros right here. And then once I get to about $100 in profit, I have a cushion where I can scale up to the macro futures contracts. I do, and you can see my profit graph shoot up after that. And so I can take added risks. Today we are up about 270, 280 on the day right now. 280 on the day. Market breaking lows here. Hey, thank you guys. Yeah, pretty solid start. Again, we'll see if we keep it up. All right, guys, getting a bounce back. Again, we're a little bit too extended on the downside for me to really want to short into this yet. Just a little bit too extended. Also, guys, y'all check out Stonk.tech. Stonk.tech is a trading social media platform. Their job is to help retail traders. They should be going live either this month or next month. And you can see what they do is they're going to give retail traders some edge and tools for free as a trading social media platform. Free dark pool and option flow access, saving you hundreds of dollars. Eventually, they're going to have zero commissions. And if you look at this, you can join their waitlist. I'll consider it a favor if you do. They are a sponsor of our video. Great way to help support your boy here. You can check more out. Their job is to help retail traders grow. And again, check them out. Free tools is always good, saving you money. And then again, you got to pay for dark pool and option flow access at other places. So again, they're going to give you free tools, kind of like a stock twits with tools. And yeah, check them out. Here is the link. Great way to help support the channel here. That's called Quant Tower, but really it's Top Step. I know Dio go, hey, it's me, bro. It's me. But yeah, this platform is called Quant Tower. And again, man, listen, you can go crazy in these combines. A lot of people, they just take too much risk. They simply take too much risk in these combines. What I mean by that is like they trade too large. You don't have to trade large. It's a slow and steady race here. You try to gamble it away, you're going to end up paying for another account over and over again. You take it slow and steady. That's what you're going to need to pass stage 2. You can swing for the fences and pass stage 1 pretty fast, right? But the hard part is passing stage 2, right? That's a scale up process. You have to essentially do what I'm doing, which is learning how to trade with increased leverage or decreased leverage. And so step 2 is the hard one. It's not something where you see a lot of traders just swing for the fences. That's not the right move. What you really want to do is take it slow and steady, as you guys see me doing here. Again, I take calculated risk. I add a cushion, so I'm not risking too much. Here's me on the month so far on my Top Step combine. So again, in gross profits, I am up about $1,500. and gross profits. Look at this graph. And so again, people can say whatever they want about my trading skills. They can say I'm always wrong. They can say I don't know what I'm talking about. This graph shows you how my actual trading system works. All right. I try not to show you guys my P&L and my trades and my stock trades and all that stuff, but these are the same scalping strategies I use in stocks. Same ones. I'm just trading, instead of trading the SPY like I normally do, I'm trading the E-mini and the micro E-mini, which is the same movement. It's the same price action in the futures market, but there's no PDT restrictions. And you can day trade and short. And again, Top Step funds you. Check out the link in the description if you want more about that. But yeah, it kind of shows you the system I use and how it works. It's just the platform they use to trade on. Yeah. You can also use Tradeovate and stuff like that, but we, like, again, Top Step is a sponsor of me, okay? So I'm certainly biased in their favor, of course. But, like, again, I truly believe in these funded account programs. I think they're good ways for new traders to learn. And it's difficult to get funded, but I think even if you don't get funded, it's going to teach you how to be a better trader. You know, I've been following my rules. I have very set specific rules to follow here. And you guys can see like how it works. Like it works, you know. Again, it's difficult to get funded, but even if you're not funded, it's good for traders. I think it teaches them to learn. It teaches them to follow rules. It teaches them to be disciplined. Is really what it is. Well, I mean, they're my sponsor, King, so of course I'm going to be selling them. But again, regardless of whether they're a sponsor or not, we've been promoting them for years without being a sponsored trader by them. I just think it's a good way to teach traders to learn. And I'm not selling that hard. I'm working my way on getting funded myself, and I'm talking about my actual results here. Uh, if I was really trying to sell it super hard, I would tell people it was easy, which it's not, you know. But we're doing okay. And we're going to see how next week brings some volatility. Again, remember, guys, we stopped trading Wednesday because a lot of the time you get choppy action Wednesday. You know, how long did it take you to be confident? Years. You know, it takes a long time to really be able to judge candlestick movement and price action. It really does, man. A lot of people act like it happens overnight. It certainly doesn't. It takes a long time. But like once you really understand the nuance behind it, like the way I trade is very simple. I look for trends and I attack trends, right? And so again, just to give you an example, here's the opening bell right here, right at 8:30. Since the opening bell, the market's been kind of pivoting short. We've been trending, and so I look for big brash movements in candlesticks, and then I attack the follow through move, right? So as an example here. Let me see what kind of indicators they have. As an example here, you can see this big drop right here, right? This big drop right here. That's a big brash move. I'm not trying to attack this big drop. What I'm instead doing is I'm waiting for this big drop to signal weakness. So all the other traders watching this, they see weakness. So what happens when they see weakness? Long traders sell, which causes this bounce. So you can see long traders sell, which causes this bounce, and short traders piggyback off of that, which is what I do. And so instead of shorting this move here, I'm waiting for the small follow through move after that. And so I am buying this area here. I'm buying this. I'm shorting this bounce here instead. I'm not targeting this big downward move. I'm instead shorting this little pop afterwards, right? And so I'm kind of piggybacking off of a larger move, if that makes sense, right? This is a strategy we talk about a lot, and I'm taking very quick profits. So we're piggybacking off of that move. Now this next move right here is not as set in stone. So like you can see this next move, instead of being a big brash drop, it was kind of a stair step, like multiple candles. So I'm not as confident in shorting this pop. But this first drop right here, these big red long candles, that's signifying a lot of weakness. So I'm more confident in shorting the small bounce after that and following through and piggybacking off of that weakness, as opposed to this next one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles to give you a smaller drop than these 3. And so in that regard, I'm less confident in this. It might still work, but it's not as high up there in terms of like A+ setups as I picture this following move to be, if that makes sense, right? And so I'm piggybacking off of big weakness in the market and I'm shorting into the small bounces afterwards. Or I'm piggybacking off of a big bounce in the market and I'm longing the dip afterwards, right? But I need big obvious weakness. You know, technicals are all based off of what other traders see. And so in that regard, you're looking at the most obvious things on that chart. And then you're trying to kind of piggyback off of them, if that makes sense. That's what I'm doing here. That's what gives me this profit that I'm making here on this combine. Like that's what gives me this graph. Is I'm waiting and I'm disciplined enough and I've been doing it long enough to where I understand where the edge is, and I am waiting for obvious weakness or obvious strength, and then I'm just kind of piggybacking off of it. But then mixed with that, I have a good risk management system on top of it. So I'm doing that stuff, but then I'm also building up a cushion with small size first, and then I'm using that cushion to take larger, safer risk. To where I build up a cushion of $100. If I take a micro trade, or if I take a larger size trade after that and I lose $100, then I'm back down to square one and I go back to trading small micros and in small size, and then I build up another cushion. Eventually it's going to stick to where I'm going to build up a cushion, and the larger sizing trade is going to work as it did today. If you look at today's profit graph, again, you can see small trading, small trading, small trading. Once I build up $100 in profit, boom, you can see a lot more angled upward movement here, which is larger size, right? And so again, if this would have failed and this would have came right back down, I would have started back over with small size. And what that enables me to do is that way, when I lose, like when I lose money trading micros, it's a small loss, which is what you see in my results. Like on my losing days, it's small, but when I win big because I'm scaling up into risk. If that makes sense. And that's what I'm doing, and all of that stuff combined just gives me a little bit of edge. But it's very difficult to do that long term and stay disciplined. But like that's what I'm doing. Yeah, for sure. You gotta take it super seriously. Yeah. And again, guys, like I said, I was less confident in this bounce. Why? Because it just showed less obvious weakness. And now we're starting to rebound here. And again, I'm not really messing with it now. Getting a little bit of a rebound in markets here, guys. Again, not enough for me to really want to attack. I could continue betting on the downward trend. I think I'm going to bow out, though, guys. It's Friday. We're going to kick back, hang out. Sorry, no, my wife was talking to me. No, I'm holding my phone. This is my phone. Look, that'd be a big vape. You know, this is I got that Z Fold phone. So it's like an iPad, and then I can close it, and then I can use it like this if I want to, and just say hello, you know. But yeah, let's not promote other streamers, brother. I'd appreciate it, especially other ones that do it at the same time as me, you know. All right, guys, market bounced it up again. I'm not really seeing any edge. I'm probably just gonna bow out. Again, market's starting to rebound, move back up, testing VWAP here. So again, we got some time. Good day though. Again, honestly, great week. If you want to look at my week so far here, let me see if we can do a custom range. We're gonna start it at the 19th and move to the 23. This is my week's graph today. So again, not one losing day today. Not one losing day this week, I mean. So this is my weekly graph. You know, we're getting better, bro. I'm telling you, man. We're getting better. And yeah, we'll see if we keep it up. Again, we're working our way on getting funded. We broke $1,000 in profit so far. We still got a little bit of ways to go, but it's slow and steady wins the race, baby. We'll see if we keep it up. Yeah, I'm from Baton Rouge. All right, thank you, man. And yeah, y'all hit the subscribe button, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close it down again. If y'all want to check out Top Step, link is in the description. It's also pinned at the top of the page. Green or red week this week? Before we close it down, green or red week this week? You guys do well this week? Let me know. Green or red so far? Green or red so far this week, guys? Let me know. I'm using Quant Tower for Top Step. So you can find the info in the description, also pinned at the top of the page. Y'all check it out. Again, great way to help support your boy here, support this channel. Again, also, guys, y'all check out Stonk Tech. Stonk Tech is a trading social media platform that's going live sometime in the next couple months. Again, really dope platform here. You can see all their uses. They're going to give you free option pool, dark pool access, option flow access, saving hundreds. We're going to be on there when they go live. You can check them out more here. Again, great way to help support the channel. Sign up to their wait list if you haven't already. Yeah. Hey, not too bad, guys. Not too bad. This is Top Step. Again, this is our week so far this week since we started the combine. Again, this is our graph. So pretty solid here. Over 1,000 in profit now. So we'll take it. Not a bad few weeks here, guys. And again, if you want more info on that, check out the link in the description. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Y'all stay safe. And hey, good luck. We'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Have a good day, team. We'll be back live today for the JP conference, guys. So we will be back live today for the Jerome Powell conference. So y'all be ready. Oh, you know, free. Are you talking about Young Bleed, bro? Are you quoting Young Bleed? Or Master P? It's one of them. Let me see. Oh, you talking about Master P? It's okay. Oh, New Orleans, Baton Rouge. How you do that there? Go listen to Young Bleed, The Day They Made Me Boss. You want to hear a good song? I'll put it in the chat. Go type in Young Bleed, The Day They Made Me Boss. Okay, y'all go watch that. Y'all go listen to that. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, guys.